Can we just get a fucking longer cord? Who put thought into this? You or me? Nobody?
Your mom.
I gave out a lot of business cards today. Matter of fact.
Really?
Matter of fact, there's no more in my pocket.
I haven't seen your bit.
They're all gone.
I want to see one.
Oh, here you go.
He's got one.
Let me see these.
The prototype.
Yeah, there's a lot of information missing on those. Like where you can
but I
find
think
those.
people just search craft conversations on
I got Josh listening to the podcast.
on Google.
Tipton?
Yeah.
No way.
Well, I mean, he pulled it up on his phone. I showed him how to do it, and he pulled it up and he saved it. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
If he knows how to do it, then
He knows how to do it. And then I was telling him how he needs to get a pair of headphones, and he's like, "I've been thinking about getting a pair like it, but not those ones."
He just got married. How's he got time to listen to our podcast?
oh he's a delivery guy.
He's a delivery guy. He's always thanks.
Oh, he's always
on the
listening to
run.
shit.
Always on the run.
Always on
He
the
usually
run.
listens to the radio, so he listens to a lot of talk shows.
Right.
Which is, I feel like the only reason he does that because he doesn't have anything else to listen to.
Yeah,
Where's he at?
I guess so.
Where's Richard?
Where am I?
Where's Richard?
I'm right about right here. I'm in the yellow.
Yeah, he's doing
Middle
well.
yellow. Should I turn it this way a little bit?
I mean, it just seems like he's way
Yeah,
far
there you
away,
go.
but he's picking up all right.
I'm
Yeah.
picking up all right.
Yeah.
I think it's my voice. It just kind of floats through the air.
Okay. I'm just used to seeing the other people with the other mic
I know.
that needed to be like
little
right
bit
here
closer.
on it.
Too close,
And,
but like I said, different mic.
Yeah.
So this is the
This
first
is a
time we've
different mic?
had 3 compressor mics.
right.
Oh,
I think,
good,
So I
'cause
think the 3-4
I
inches.
noticed
is fine.
you could hear like there's 3
That's what
different
she
mics
said.
going on last time.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
So all 3 of these should be pretty equal in sound and quality. Versus last time we sounded great, or the last couple times, and the guest on the dynamic
too
mic
quiet.
was just like.
Yeah, right
Like
now,
way down.
looking at the audio, I can't tell who.
I still think both of us
better?
are, we're past that line right there, whatever that line is. How we go into the next color,
Well, you want to go into the yellow a little bit.
right? But I don't think Richard was going in to that zone.
To the
he
yellow?
was just kind of right before it.
I think you're lying to me, Brian.
No, now you're. Right. I think you're a little closer.
I am closer. I'm
yeah,
moving
you're a
forward.
little closer.
Between
All
now.
right, so that's perfect. So I think we're in the zone.
I think we got it.
Do we want to turn this eye on too? Do we turn that on?
Yeah, man. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy.
Let's get this guy.
But I know what I want to do.
Floats your boat.
I want to drink some beer.
Some burr.
I'm so excited.
Burr.
This beer. Are we starting off with Kolata?
Yeah, thanks for ruining it.
You're welcome.
Are we live?
I mean, quasi-live.
Quasi live. I
What the
mean,
fuck does that mean?
if
We're live enough that we're recording, but we're only live in this fact that we are the only ones that are enjoying this moment.
right. So
We
if it
won't-
gets,
this
if
won't
it,
be in the
if it
thing.
makes it into the episode, then yeah, this was live. If it doesn't, then this was not live.
That's exactly what we talked about last time with Josh.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it really? Oh, wait, I haven't heard
Actually,
Josh's.
his episode is called the quasi-live episode.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
because we're kind of live.
Wait, so where does that
Maybe
word
we're
come
not
from?
live.
Quasi-live.
I mean, we're live in the moment, but we're not live when it
was
releases on
The
Friday.
same exact conversation. We had the same exact conversation with Josh.
Eventually, we're gonna be.
AKA, wait till Friday.
Yeah, basically.
Eventually, we're gonna be live. Maybe we'll do some live, but
Yeah,
some of it's
Like
still
with a
gonna be
light that you turn
pre-recorded.
on? Like,
Well, we have an on-air sign.
Yeah, we have an on-air sign, but it's not a live
Yeah.
sign. But
We're not live
that should-
broadcasting yet. We've got a lot of big plans, everybody, and live shows are one of them. That's for sure.
which is funny because we mentioned that.
oh.
We
like-
mentioned that sign. We should put that in that window up there. That way, or that window, that way people know when they pull up to the house and they come in that we're recording, so they don't
Fuck it up.
make
Yeah.
noise and shit. But
Exactly.
yeah,
Should have just board up all your doors.
but I feel yeah. But I feel like if there's a car that you don't recognize in the driveway, you should know somebody is here. And if you don't see them down there, that means they're up here. So I don't know. To me, it makes sense, but
Yeah.
to some people, it's not that
It's oddly
obvious.
specific, Brian. Who could you be talking about?
I'm not naming names at all.
I know, that's good. You should never name names.
Talking about the
apparently.
Uber?
No.
Totally.
Yeah,
All about the Uber.
sure. Let's turn this off. So,
All right.
all right.
Tell
So,
me about the beer.
what are we doing? The beer?
Yeah, man. I like jumping right into the beer.
Okay.
I
Let's
am
give something to
parched.
sip on. Yeah, it's like I like keep sipping on this. I'd like to have a beer to complement this nice water.
And last thing you
Nestle.
want to do is be 30 minutes deep in a good conversation, and all of a sudden you're like, "Fuck, I don't want to interrupt this
Like,
guy." But I am
My
so
mouth is so dry.
so dry.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So thirsty. Well, I mean, I got water here. That's
And
true.
we got 3 more waters.
I
in
have
there,
water
so.
right next to me.
All right, well, let's get to it. So today we got Richard Mallett on the show, right? So from Coastal Coffee Roasters, he's the roast master general. That's what I'm going to call him up there at Coastal Coffee Roasters, and
I'll take it.
photographer aficionado.
I'll take
We're
that.
going to talk to him about a bunch of stuff today, but first off, we're going to, like we always do, open a beer. So let's see. We've got down here in the magic bucket. We
I
got
don't even.
this.
It's not even that pretty to record because
Magic
it's.
bucket.
Yeah, because it's just kind of a weird can, but this is from the Beer
Weird
Den
can.
at
That's a
Lowe's.
pretty crowler.
It's pretty crowded.
I enjoy it.
It's actually
All
pretty
right.
good. So we got the Evil Twin Kolata is what we're drinking today. It's an IPA style with lactose, pineapple, and coconut.
You guys
Ooh.
have been liking the lactose.
You know what's weird? I noticed that when I bought it.
Come on, don't
this
say
is
it.
another cream thing.
Every episode you've talked about your... I'm not going to...
I did talk about it.
All right, he brought it up. But...
You fucking.
So this
brought it
is
up.
8% ABV. There's no IBUs listed, so I'm not sure how bitter it is.
Isn't it an IPA?
Yeah, it's an IPA.
With no IBUs, huh?
Well, it's not listed
Doesn't
on
that,
here, so...
it pisses me off.
they might
I'm like,
have them
come on,
somewhere.
guys.
So it's not like it's not bitter. It's just they didn't put that.
Yeah, they
Right.
didn't tell you.
Unit.
Yeah,
how
there's
much-
definitely going to be some
Gotcha.
bitterness in
Exactly.
it, but they didn't list the IBUs, at least on Untapped, and that's kind of the place that I go to figure it out. So, and if I go to Beer Advocate, I don't see any IBUs there either. It just still says 8% alcohol, but
Well, I mean, we'll taste it and
we'll figure it out.
Ryan, I want to hear your IBU
God dang it! Hold on, I got to go back.
thing.
I got to get back. I've already lost it. Anyway, we've already talked about it. We already know what this beer is.
Oh right.
So this is a 32-ounce crowler. We're not going to get all that into these glasses, but we'll do our best. This will be our biggest pour of the season so far, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give that one to Richard.
You know what's nice is last time you wanted to use a bomber, and look at that, man.
Right, and the bomber would be 22 ounces. This is 32, so we got
Wow,
10
that's
more
actually
ounces to
10.
deal with,
Yeah.
which is, that's what she said, but that would be inches, not ounces. But
More inches. Well, I mean, it could be ounces.
Girth.
Yeah, it would be more like girth.
Right.
Well,
there's a tiny bit more.
Oh,
We'll give
feel
Richard
free
a little
to-
bit
no,
more
no,
since
free-
he's a guest. We'll give this glass a little bit more here.
at least you're
All right.
consistent.
Oh,
Brian,
the pretty
through your
glasses.
episodes.
Oh yeah,
I
look
am
at all
consistent.
that goodness. Thank you. This is one of
Do you
my
want the
favorites
can in
of
here
all
at all?
time. Look at that. Go to your local Lowe's for beer.
And other.
And the other.
All right,
Yeah, I guess
Ta,
to
ta,
sell
ta.
other things.
get this off of the table.
I need to not do that.
That's a nice coaster.
Let's
It's like a
cheers
mouse
this,
pad.
which I didn't record. I should have.
Yeah, Josh liked the coaster too. It's a nice Zen coaster. All right, let's toast it up to, what are we toasting to? Go ahead. Anybody?
Sandals. Richard
Sandals.
has sandals on. I don't know. I noticed it when he walked in.
That is true.
I got a story about those.
All right. Good cheers.
Ooh,
Wow.
that tastes like a pina colada. I mean, that's why they call it a colada, right?
Holy
That's
mackerel.
what I'm assuming. It's good,
That is
right?
very, very coconut.
That is, yeah, very smooth.
I mean, it's like we're on a tropical island somewhere and we ordered a pina colada with
Yeah.
a little umbrella. We get the sun beating down.
Right?
Very refreshing.
Very low bitterness, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
It's so low they didn't even bother mentioning it. They're like, ah, screw it.
But I mean,
don't
that's-
worry about it.
Again, that's spot on. Just like the Nutter Butter that we had the other night. The flavors are just right
talking
there.
about can
You got
pants?
the pineapple. Yeah, the can pants.
Mhm.
We got the pineapple and the coconut. That's beautiful.
Right?
That's very good.
I think it's extremely
Mm.
refreshing.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
a
was
nice-
parched before, and I had to now control myself because I want to
You're like,
drink
that's
it
delicious.
so much.
I could,
That's
I
a
could
good
drink
call.
on that.
I like it.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you.
We are set for a while.
Oh yeah, that's the truth. We got plenty.
It's a lot of beer. It's going to be a while before we open the second one.
Well, that's good because you said it had to cool for an
Yeah,
hour.
it's got to cool down a little bit. Just want in the fridge.
Perfect.
Bueno. Bueno.
All right, let's hear this
Okay.
story about these sandals. I'm now
Oh,
very
right, right.
intrigued.
So these sandals. This is not a sponsored story.
Right.
They're a pair of Chacos that were owned by Slayton, like probably 3 years ago. 3.5 years ago maybe, and he will probably wore them every day. Like they got their use in. When he passed them down to me, like probably 2 years ago, year and a half ago, like they were worn. Some of the straps were a little bit ripped, and I mean I wear them every day sometimes. Like last year, every day, and eventually the bottoms of them came off. Like the glue fell off, and I re-glued it, and I was walking around the other day fishing, and it just ripped off. So I just like ripped off the sole. So now I'm walking around soleless.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's no sole. Like you can see the straps.
We'll have to take a picture of these later.
I'm definitely gonna be filming or taking a picture.
It's kind of weird,
this.
but I think it's kind of interesting.
With that kind of story,
it's a quality product right here.
Everyone's got to know.
Wear Chacos; they're comfortable.
I could not wear somebody else's shoes at this point, to be honest with you.
Especially someone else's sandals with the bare feet.
Yeah. Hey,
I grew up wearing
Clorox.
Did you?
Oh yeah, a couple times.
I grew up wearing hand-me-downs from my older brother for sure. Whether it was pants, shirts, shoes, but that's been a long time ago. I don't think I could do it anymore at this point.
I was the older brother.
It's good. Older brother's good. Yeah, we just ran.
I am the older brother, not was.
We just ran a race this weekend together. He's fantastic. He's doing really good. But I don't want to wear his shoes.
Wait, was that the relay?
Yeah, we did the relay.
I saw a
this
sticker
weekend.
over there. I ran from Asheville to Greenville.
That's right.
You know, with all these stickers, I've always had an expectation for someone to point one out and say something, and you're the first one to actually do it.
Right, and it's not even on the table.
And it's not even on the table.
That's not true,
Yeah, it's just over
because
here.
Josh pointed out pork trifecta.
He did
I totally
point that
forgot.
out. Yeah, there's some cool stickers on here now, I think. We got a good little plethora of stickers.
Doing good.
We're doing a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, I got this weekend. We did the Asheville, North Carolina to Greenville, South Carolina relay, 73 miles.
How many people?
12 hours and something minutes. I think it was 250
on
teams.
your team?
There's 6 people on our team.
On your team, 6
So we each ran 2 legs apiece. Some people around.
We doing 6 miles?
10 miles or so. I did around 12. I think my older brother Bruce did 15. Another guy, the big leg on our team, he did a 10 mile and a 6 mile, so maybe 16 plus was his leg. So everybody had a little bit different distance, a little bit different difficulty, terrain, whatever.
Different terrain.
Yeah.
I mean, coming out of Asheville, you got to go through a couple mountains.
Dude, the hills were crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the amount of hills.
You start in Asheville?
In Asheville.
Where'd you start?
We started at Highland Brewing Company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right in Asheville.
Right
on the
in
Broad.
Asheville.
That's right on the French Broad, isn't it?
Yeah. So we met there.
Geography brain.
Yep. And we ended up in Greenville. Took us a long time. 12 different legs. It was 12 hours and some change. I'm not sure the exact minutes there at the end, but it was like a 10-minute mile pace out of the 6 of us for the 12 different legs that we ran. So
hey, that's over 72 miles. That's
yeah, not quite as well as we wanted to do. I had a little bit of trouble with my knee, so I think I botched the time a little bit, but we've been talking about it all day. I don't think we're doing it again next year. And they're almost ready to sell out for next year's event. They just put it up Sunday for pre-registration, and they opened it up to the public today, I think. And they're about to sell out in less than 24 hours for next year's race. And they've increased it to 350 teams now versus 100 more teams for next year's race. We sold out last year, the first annual, in 54 minutes, I think. They're 54 hours, not minutes. And this year it's going to sell
less than an hour.
This year it's going to sell in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
So
that's a popularity right there.
Did you get a heads up that the sale was going to happen soon, or is it just all of a sudden, hey guys, buy your tickets now? Good luck.
No, we got an email like the very next morning that said, hey, pre-registration
for the ones who have done it.
Right, for the ones that have done it. So all of us that did it, we got the email first if we want to sign up again for it. So, but we're not going to do it. I don't think.
Hey, you did the experience once. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was from Somerville to Greenville.
That's a lot longer, isn't it?
See, it was a huge distance in my head. But I was like, I guess whatever.
No,
you guys
I think
are
it is,
running
man.
it.
It might be. I'd have to look it up.
I think it's like from here to Greenville, it's like 2-3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's at least 150 miles.
Sure. That's a lot of math in my brain right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they make Google Maps for.
Yeah, right? How long will it take me to walk there, Google? I just noticed the other day that Waze doesn't have a walking or bicycling option. It's just
purely driving.
Just driving. Yeah.
Never noticed that. Or thought about that.
Right?
Right.
Interesting.
Pull that mic up just a little bit closer to you. if you can, or if you can scoot your chair in, one of the two.
I'll go like this.
There you go.
Come get a little bit closer.
I feel like you're just a little short of what we're doing over here, audio-wise, but.
There you go. Scooching on up.
Comfy.
Before you go.
So how's that looking? That's looking pretty good, right?
Oh, that's
sitting right there in the yellow.
Oh yeah.
The yeller.
That looks really good. Yeah.
Very good. Very, very good.
Oh man, I ran out of coffee this morning.
What do you mean?
I ran out of coffee.
Oh, like coffee beans?
Yeah.
Dude.
I know.
I got you some beans.
Do you? Do you have beans on? Wait, you Ubered here.
No, not right now.
Oh no.
I don't walk around with coffee beans in my pockets.
You're the coffee guy. I didn't know.
I have walked around with coffee beans in my pockets before.
See?
Yeah. It's not a new thing. Yeah. But we got some good stuff.
Yeah. You got some new stuff in, right?
Whoa. Yeah, we got a couple of new coffees in. Yeah. Cool ones.
Yeah.
Is that
Africans?
Think? Yeah, give me more.
It's a Rwanda coffee from Abyssal Mountain. It's a washed African from Rwanda. So it's got that acidity that you would expect from an African coffee. Mm-hmm. But it's still got that earthy, like chocolatey kind of note to it. It's not all citrus or all floral or any of that lighter bodied coffee.
Okay.
It's got a little more gusto to it. It's pretty good. I like it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah, right now I need to come buy some coffee. I'm going to have to go get some in the morning for sure. There's no way I'm going to survive without it.
Oh, like you have none?
Oh, nothing.
That's a scary thing.
I used the rest of it, and I just made the smallest pot and poured 1 cup into. It was still light, but it was hot, and it worked.
And there's no more in any of the cabinets?
He's not drinking your stash.
I think we tossed that eventually.
Called it.
Did we? Or is it still up there?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even bother looking.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's like, I know when this coffee was roasted. That coffee? No idea.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking it.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about coffee, I mean, we got Richard Mallett here. He's the coffee roaster, right? At Coastal Coffee Roaster. So let's get that out of the way and let's talk about coffee a little bit.
Talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Right?
So how long has Coastal Coffee been open now?
When
did it get open?
So I think we started roasting and selling coffee. Not on the machine we have today, but an older one in 2010, like January, February.
Right. That sounds about right.
Ish. Yeah. That's when like the bare minimum kind of opened, where that warehouse was empty. All we had was a coffee roaster, some bags of coffee on a pallet, and like a couple
fold-up table.
Yeah, fold-up table.
Yeah, I remember that. Y'all were in the middle at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle of the warehouse.
With a garage door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was 18 years ago. So obviously you were not the roast master.
It's not 18 years ago.
I'm sorry, 8 years ago. I'm sorry, 8 years ago.
I ain't that old, bro.
So obviously you weren't the roast master general at that point. So when did you take over the roasting duties and start making that your position?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I want to say about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Roughly.
2015-ish, 16-ish.
Yes, actually, that's exactly right. Because I graduated in 2012, went to Trident for 2 years, and I think after Trident, that's what I was going to do. I was like, hey, graduated from college, got a degree, don't want to go back to school.
Oh, no.
Why not just dive into the family business?
Right. And at that point, your father was doing it exclusively at that point, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it was a combination of him and Francisco.
Okay.
I want to say it was him. I don't know. That's a him question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't want to make this show about just that, but I thought it was interesting to just figure out when you took over the reins.
Because we took so that period of time was not on the Diedrich that we have today. That was on like a Diedrich from the 70s or the 60s. It's an old coffee roaster.
Right.
Very portable.
And I don't remember that one at all. I remember when I first came in there, I was just visiting. I was still in the Air Force at the time. And I knew Sean Bennett had a coffee shop that he had opened at some point there in town. And then Coastal Coffee came around. I think he kind of decided he wasn't doing that anymore. But Coastal Coffee came around and somebody had mentioned it to me that, hey, this is the place to go. And I walked in and introduced myself to your dad. I hadn't met you for a long time after that. But I can't remember who was working there. I can't remember what the roaster looked like at that point, but I remember your dad giving me a tour of the little tiny little
facility.
area. I mean, it was about as big as this room, and said, "Hey, come over here and look at our roaster. This is what we're doing." And he was all excited about it.
Yeah.
And then I would leave and I would come back a year later and it would be just a tad bit different. You would have a few more menu items, and I remember even asking your dad at one point, because I was kind of big on the soy milk at that point. It was kind of the big craze.
That was
not getting regular milk, but getting soy milk was the big craze at the time. So I wanted soy milk, and your dad was like, "Nah, we don't have any soy milk. We're the basics. We're not doing any of that fancy stuff. Yeah, we're just basic coffee at this point. You get milk, you get some coffee, maybe we'll give you a bagel." And now it's just this big machine. I mean, you've got every different milk you can imagine. You got all these syrups. You got different kombuchas and cold brews, and I mean, it's just blown up from this simple
homemade
thing that he said he
though.
wanted to keep it at, and now it's just big conglomerate.
Cafe wise, yes.
Yeah.
You said every milk. You guys have Lactaid now?
Haha.
No.
Oh.
Nor do we have cashew, oat.
Yeah,
milk.
but I'm talking.
Thank you.
I'm talking.
There's a lot of milk that we don't have.
I'm talking the popular ones, the soy milk and the almond milk.
Listen to this guy.
I'd say shit.
I know.
And
But there was a bit of me that got excited. I'm not gonna lie, because I had to talk about
the
it
lactate?
every episode.
Really?
The lactose.
No, I wouldn't.
the
do
big
it
things in
anyways.
life.
I still don't want it in my coffee. Americano.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good.
But we kind of got way off. I kind of went off on a tangent.
No, it's okay.
With
But we were talking about when you took over as the
You were
roast
really
master.
passionate about the beginning.
Yeah.
I was. I mean,
it's one of those cool things. It's like you've got a business, and usually it's 5 years is like the years, but life's the span of a struggling business. Once you get past 5 years, your chance of survival or your ease of continuing is a lot higher. Yeah. Like I don't want to say you're not a success at that point, but you're less likely to lose.
Right.
You can still definitely mess up and
right.
Go
But
through a lot of the struggles.
Statistically, you're in there.
yeah,
You're kind of in
exactly.
there for the long haul.
Things have been not perfected, but dialed in, edged in. Yeah. Maybe you're making money. Hopefully you're making money at 5 years.
That is the plan.
Yeah.
Or goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Hope.
And now it seems to be, and again, I don't want to make this whole podcast about Coastal Coffee Roasters, but that's where you work, and you're part of that business. You're part of the family. So it seems like y'all are doing a lot more catering type stuff now recently, right? I mean, just had an event Friday night, the Taste of Italy or something like that.
It's like a contracted in kind of thing.
Right. So there's been a lot more of that, it seems like, here recently. I mean, with the taco nights and all this kind of stuff, I mean, you've kind of rented out the space to a local chef. And
bingo. Yes. Yeah. It's like,
a
here's a facility that I don't want to be in food and bev. I know my dad doesn't really want to be in food and bev. So if you can lease that out and have somebody else come in and occupy your space and put people in there and bring money in, that pays the rent and that keeps things going. I mean, more people show up for that ticketed like Taste of Italy nights than they do for most Friday nights or Saturday nights when a musician shows up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has to do with the marketing on either party's part or just a lack of interest or an oversaturation of small venues for music.
Well, I think people like to be interactive, right? I mean, like the whole painting and going drinking wine or whatever. Yep. You're painting, you're interactive, you're drinking, you're
did
with
for a little while.
Yeah, so I think people are getting interested in that interactive thing versus just going and watching a band or just going for a dinner. But to be part of that dinner, to be part of something, I think that's important. So
I think that's what sells and keeping that new. Keeping that
new,
in rotation.
Different, interesting,
do the same thing all the time.
Right.
Yeah. And speaking of that, there's we had that Grazing for Grays event this past Sunday, which was successful for Mike over there. But I guess he's doing an event with you guys. Mike Harcut from Grays is doing an event June.
At the coffee shop?
Yeah. Do you know the date for it? It's June something.
No.
But it's called, we talked about on the podcast, he's calling it Making America Graze Again.
Snap.
It's going to be the event.
Pretty cool.
And we'll put the date in the show notes of when that's going to be at Coastal Coffee Roasters, but he's doing another fundraiser event.
What does this entail?
I don't know. I don't
You
know
didn't
the
really
deets
go
on
into
it.
details. No.
But if
Deets?
he's
Did I
cooking,
just say
that's good
deets?
enough.
Yeah.
I just said deets.
Because when I went to the...
I don't know the
Yeah, you
details
did, Brian.
on it.
I went to the food
He said,
truck
"I don't know
event.
the deets."
Yeah,
Oh.
I know. I don't. Just like the other night, somebody said sketch on here, and I was like, I'm not sure about the word sketch, but
A couple of good ones
Anyway.
up there.
Joshua loves that word.
Sketch.
that's who it was.
Yeah.
It was Jarman.
Yeah.
Jarman said deets, or not deets. He said sketch.
Yeah, you said
I
deets.
said deets.
Dumbass.
Just kind of slipped out.
Let it happen.
But I don't know the details on the Make America Graze Again. But it's going to be at Costa
Well,
Coffee Roaster
yeah.
sometime in June.
That's some
The-
kind of detail.
We'll
TBA.
find that out. And
That's
we'll put up a-
TBA.
We'll
To be
put up a link
announced.
to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
TBA.
Look at that.
Yeah, I went to the food truck event and spent all my money before I realized it was cash only. Yeah, so I never got to eat anything from the Grace tent.
Oh shit.
And I really wanted a taco.
Ah, their tacos are so good.
But I did get really good sliders from J&B something.
Yeah. It was pretty
Fuck
good.
it.
I got out there about halfway through yesterday when I got back from Greenville. And you'd already been out there, but I went out and did
It died.
the Ion already?
Yeah.
Was that the thing making noise?
Man,
Yeah.
we just,
It's not plugged in.
yeah.
You want me to plug it in?
It won't, it doesn't record when it's plugged in. It did
Well,
one
that
night,
is-
It did it once and then won't do it again.
but it's really irritating me. If anybody wants to send us any video equipment or donate it so we can borrow it, use it,
Yeah. Anything that
Please.
consistently records 2 hours.
something. Yeah.
Help.
We've got a very
Help.
bad limitation in this video right across from me over here. Do you want me to start up the iPhone over there?
I don't think we need to right now. We can probably ride out on the GoPro for a little bit.
Okay.
Write it out.
What do we got next?
You got some notes over there, Brian.
Yeah, Brian
Nice.
likes to take a bunch of notes when he's talking to people.
I like it.
I mean,
I like
just
keep
just
some
something
thoughts in
kinda-
order.
Just something to kind of
I
keep things
wasn't
going.
yelling at you about. I was just filling the listeners in, as you say.
I mean, I have a little list. It's not big, but just a couple.
I wish I had a
notes.
list.
Do you want one? I can give you a little sheet
Yeah,
of
let me
paper.
get a piece of
over
paper.
here. All right.
Keep track of things that Brian says.
Well,
Here, I even got a pencil for you.
did you have anything you wanted to promote or talk about?
Do I have anything that I want to promote and talk about? Shit.
Should have had a list.
Should have had a list.
Should have a list.
What are
I'm
you
too
doing?
late to this party right here.
Yeah.
I'm too late to this party.
Photography, right? I mean, that's your passion.
Yeah, man. If there was anything to promote, I'd say like photography, you know.
Should promote that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I'm promoting photography right here. Check out my photography.
Where's your website?
Yeah, where can we check it out?
RichardMallett.work. Yeah.
Dot
Is it-
work?
.work.
I've nenever heard that.
It's a new one because
Yeah, work.
there's a story behind it, just like there's a story behind everything.
All right.
Let's
Absolutely.
hear it.
Was trying getting your website, building the website. I don't know how many years ago this was. Well, you say like 2 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
ish, two-ish years ago.
Yeah. Good enough.
Good enough. And was going to get the domain name, and I wanted richardmallett.com, but it was already taken.
That's right.
Yep. So richardmallett.com is taken, and it's a photographer who has the same name as me, who lives
So
in England.
It's a photography website with your same name.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yep. How frustrating is that?
That is very weird.
Well, yeah, man. You're telling me. It's one of those things. It's like, and I was too stubborn to change the wording of the domain name. I wanted Richard Mallett.
Yeah.
The one, consistency. It's the Instagram handle. That's about it. My email.
Right.
It's my name.
It works.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
.work was available for $20 a year, so I was like, I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, still, if you just type in Richard Mallett on
I
Google
mean,
search, it comes
Google.
up, right? I
But
mean,
now it
I
has a
believe so.
Facebook.
probably the first guy comes
Yeah.
up from England, and
Shut
then you come
up,
up.
dude.
Right
I
below.
hope not.
I
think
mean, really?
Google searches have to do with your
Where you are.
your location,
Let's search it.
your
We'll
IP
search it right
address. I mean, you're in Somerville right
Although
now.
if you go type in Richard Mallett Photography on Facebook, 2 do pop up.
2 dudes.
Yeah.
I knew it.
now. I'm going to type it in right now. Y'all
It's the gentleman
y'all
in
talk amongst
England.
yourself.
If you're listening, I'd like to chat someday. Not like about beef or anything. Just like,
Fisticuffs.
yeah, have a beer, trade conversation.
Richard Mallett.
Have a photography battle. See who's better.
Hey, I'm down with that. That sounds like a
The
good
winner
time.
gets the com.
throw the domain name on the table.
Yeah. Man, that would be a heck of a challenge, though.
That would be a pretty good way to get that domain name. Man, I mean, as of currently, it's not all that.
Well, all right.
It doesn't mean
reverse the
everything to me.
situation. If you had the .com and some England dude came at you and was like, "Whoa, bro, you have my thing."
Oh, that's a different perspective there.
I will
Wow.
battle you for this.
Yeah.
Would you just scoff?
Yeah.
Battle for it.
Or buy it out.
Buy it out thing. I mean, I honestly, I'm one of those dudes. I think I would like genuinely take a look at his work, and if I thought he deserved it, I would give it to him. And if I thought I deserved it, I would keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Have you looked at his work?
No,
Me either.
I haven't. Ironically, like you would think that I
gonna
would
look it
have
up
browsed. You should.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
probably wouldn't. If there was some other dude doing artwork with my name, I'm not looking at that. Because there's the chance that his stuff is way better than mine.
Right, but
That's
you
what I was
gotta,
thinking
but
about.
you got to know what your
No.
competition is. You got to know what you're dealing with and
Yeah.
what you're battling and what
I
you're
never
fighting
said
against.
it was a good subconscious decision.
Right, I see what you're saying though.
But then again, it's all about taking. I feel like especially in photography, taking advantage of the scenario you're given. Like, there's so many conflicts that come up when scheduling something. Like the shoot I had today, they couldn't meet around golden hour or close to golden hour.
Uh-oh.
It had to be at 1:00 in the afternoon. I was not too keen on it because it's not the
just
best time to shoot. But
bad
that's
lighting or whatever.
yeah, it's harsh. It's spotty. Like if you've got cloud cover coming through, just unwanted shadows in places that golden hours.
What's the best time?
Golden hour, which is generally about an hour before sunset.
Okay.
Then you have what's called the blue hour, the hour after sunset, where the light becomes much cooler because you don't have that warm sun. It's all just like ambient light coming from
I had never heard that before.
blue hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
is
it's all
there-
like
Go
dark.
ahead. I'm sorry.
It's that hour is just darker and it tends to look cooler. That's why they call it the blue hour. While the golden hour is like that sun is real close to the horizon and those rays are coming like right through kind of like when you look at on a flat like road in the summertime. It's hot. You get that haze.
All
I
right.
have a feeling like that's what that sunlight is filtering through.
Like,
I don't know
Okay.
if that's accurate. Or,
intensifies the warmth that
Yeah.
you get. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
it's like noticeably golden. So
It's light.
It
It's
fits.
crazy. It does
Yeah.
weird shit.
it's a good time.
Yeah.
Good time to shoot for sure.
So shooting with somebody at 2:00 out in the nature with the sun beaming down, you gotta like work around it and make it happen.
Right.
So.
But like you said, if it's full sun, that's a different story. If you got a little overcast, that's a different story. I mean, 2:00 can be different depending on the
Like today, we
elements,
had
the weather.
2:00. It was blue sky. Then about like 30 minutes later, we had some scattered clouds roll through.
And that's better, right?
Every once in a while, we had some cloud block the sun. Perfect. So there you go. Genuine, like nice soft light moment right there. But it's gone in like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But if the cloud's bigger, we got a little bit longer window. It's just a lot of planning.
Yeah. So when you talk
attention
about
to detail, really.
when you talk about that golden hour versus the blue hour, which is better? I mean, do they both have
Well, it
different
depends on-
applications?
yeah. So think about the golden hour, warmer light. You got the sun coming in. You can get a warmer feeling to your image, which happier. I don't know. You can portray a lot of emotion with golden light. Same thing goes for blue light. You could take that as a cooler tone, sadder, more. I don't know.
Crisp.
Yeah,
I would
crisp.
say.
You could do a bunch of different things with each one.
Right. So if you were going to do, if you had some different clients and stuff, you got somebody who wants to do wedding photos, you got somebody who wants to do, I don't know, skateboard photos. I don't know, different photos. I
Musician
mean,
photo shoot.
Right.
how would you decide
so-
whether you wanted to use the golden hour,
Fair enough.
or the blue hour?
So, like a musician, if this musician is maybe say like dramatic or I don't know, moody, like they portray that kind of aura, taking pictures in like that really soft, like low light scene,
The blue light.
the blue light,
Right.
that might get you more of the mood that you're going for with that image
Okay.
rather than taking it with like some sun flare coming up. You know, that might not fit their style.
I mean, that goes in real life. I mean, how you're feeling in the situation. If I'm moody and terrible mood, I don't want to be out on a sunshiny day with birds chirping around my ears. I want to be in a shroud of covers and darkness, and like there is no happiness.
Right.
So it's the same. Like, just whatever the feel or mood of what you're going for depicts what light setting that you're shooting for.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's
definitely
color.
probably the golden hour is all weddings and birthdays and puppies and whatever.
Yeah, I would say golden hour and earlier.
Yeah.
You know, like you could make those kinds of scenes work in bright sunlight because, you know, you can, you know, overexpose the image and blast out some highlights and make that image look soft and sun flary or all sorts of stuff.
Right.
When I take pictures in winter, I like to set it more towards a cool setting, so it conveys a better sense of coldness rather than if I jumped up with the warmth or...
Right. That snow could look a little weird.
Yeah, I'm like, why does it look like it's 90 degrees outside, but there's snow everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
but then you got the weird things with like vintage film, where it's like all like sepia toned and stuff. Everything is orange.
True.
Good times.
Yeah. Plus, you've got the whole world of post-editing, too. So, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like today's photography world, you have so much control over.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about that, though? I mean, because, I don't know, my kind of philosophy is with the stuff that I do on Facebook and this podcast, maybe even a little bit, is no second takes, no filters or whatever. I hate these people that post all this stuff on Instagram and everything is just so filtered and washed out in different colors and sepias and all this kind of stuff. I just like it. I want to see it the way I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we manipulate everything so much that I think
Well, that's
the
art.
actual image gets lost. The actual thing that you saw with your eye, with that camera, gets
True.
lost, and it's not the original anymore. It's something totally different.
Yeah, it turns into that person's artwork.
Right. But I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you like manipulating it more so than getting the original essence of that photography?
That totally depends. Like as a freelancer, you do gigs for people. So you come on as a contractor to do a job for somebody how they want it.
Okay.
So
it doesn't matter what you think. It's
I feel like that
what
turns
they want. I mean,
that
you got
pulls
some
it away
input.
from art, where you have, I mean, stuff to say. Like if you're doing a job for somebody, they have a expectation of the product. If they want pictures of dogs, you want to have clear, good pictures of dogs.
Right.
You don't want to like edit them all up and, you know, spend a lot of time. The importance isn't on like so much looking at this image makes you feel in all those attention to details. While like capturing that image in camera is more important. You get the quality, the sharpness, like because what you're taking a picture of is a dog. So what you're trying to do most importantly is capture that dog the best you can. Not so much apply those extra edits on the back end,
Right.
post editing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then say you're doing, I don't know, work for yourself. If it's a scene, I don't know. It's art, man. It is what you want to make of it.
Right.
You know?
So do you like all the options, or do you wish it was simpler?
What do you mean? Processing images?
If you had the option between film versus digital, if you had to pick between the two. Or are they just too different? I am not a good
I mean,
film.
it's always been like that, right? I mean, you go into a dark room, you can make
edit.
the exposure whatever you want.
Bingo.
So it's always kind of been like that.
You can dodge
the
and burn
filters.
with film. So, I mean, it's a lot fucking harder. You've got to.
Yeah, I obviously.
You got to definitely, for one thing, you got to know what you're doing, like, and have experience with chemicals and how these things work, and then you actually have to like cut out the areas that you want to block light from hitting.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like in Lightroom where you paint with a brush, and where you can actually use masking to like, you know, only hit this one side, and you get it almost perfectly. You've got to do it with something tangible, something hard that you have to cut out. So it's a lot more complicated. You can do it, but there's something digital loses when it's not film.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Film's got like, even film that you get scanned, like it looks different.
Yeah.
It does.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like a vinyl.
Yeah.
Everything sounds different in vinyl.
Yep.
I don't know why that is a good comparison. 'Cause technically, that's because you can feel the frequencies, the vibrations.
It's like a different frequency.
Yeah. So the vinyl is like carved into the vinyl.
Right. So like as the record is spinning,
Yeah.
that needle, is it kind of like those music boxes that you would like wind up and they roll?
Kind
and
of,
they
but like the
ding
scratching noise is what's being transferred through as music.
Right.
Okay,
So
so it's a
you're
much
listening-
finer version,
Yeah.
much more compact version of that.
Exactly. That's why it's a needle.
Yeah.
So
So you
you're-
can't really hear it unless it's amplified. Because it's like a
Probably.
scratchy thing.
Yeah. There you go. And it probably moves at just the right math for all of it to sound right.
Well, because if you speed up a record, it sounds like,
Higher pitch.
you know,
Yeah.
higher pitched.
Yeah, more scratchy. But with film, you're not picking up any kind of frequency. So I wonder what it is that you can feel it better.
It's a good point.
But I totally understand what you're saying. A lot of times, I mean, you can fake a film edit when it comes
Yeah,
to
I mean-
photography, but
VSCO makes presets specifically tailored to films.
yeah. But I feel like if
Supposed
you
to
walked in a
replicate it.
gallery and you looked at two pictures, you would be able to know. You would just somehow know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
That's a good question, or a good thing. I wonder if anybody's done like an actual study about that.
Like a
Like
blind test to see,
yeah,
just what
to see
people
if you can
guess.
tell a difference between what was film and what was digital.
Manipulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
I'm kind
I
of
bet you somebody
on the
did.
outside of this conversation. 'Cause
Yeah, sorry.
Y'all have gotten a little deep for me, but
It happens.
technology-wise or whatever.
Well, technology is something.
I mean, you can at least enjoy the curiosity of what people would do in that situation.
No,
what
for
do you
sure.
think? Do you
I
think you would
mean-
be able to tell if you walked into a gallery? Like, suppose
Maybe.
you walked in and you're like, all right, you got a
I mean,
photo.
if you had two photos up there, the same scene,
Like that picture right there.
right? And you're talking about, could I tell which one was manipulated and which one was the original photo? Is that what
No.
you're saying?
Like two. So I guess you could
It
say
doesn't
same scene maybe.
I didn't think about it, but I guess
No.
it doesn't have to be the same scene.
They could be two completely different images. Really.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Okay.
But like, which one is digital? Which one's film?
Okay, I got you. Digital and film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, graininess. I don't know. There's some different nuances that maybe come
But you
out.
can do that in post editing.
Yeah,
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can manipulate that as well at this
It's
point.
just a feeling about
Like
it.
I used to work where Swig and Swine is right down the road now. Used to be called Beyond Video. That was my first job I ever had. It was a video store, and we had a 1-hour Photoshop in there as well. So I used to sit there and work the 1-hour Photoshop. You know, we'd take the 35 millimeter,
Oh, you'd be
millimeter
developing
film out
film?
of the box.
Oh, wow.
We'd put our
This
hands
guy.
in these gloves and this
Yeah.
little container, and we'd
You were
open
doing
it
it in
up and we'd
a dark
expose
bag.
it.
I think
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
We'd expose it and we'd manipulate the exposure and print
Yeah.
these photos out for everybody. And yeah, we were
You weren't
manipulating
sitting
film
there-
at that point, really, as far as exposure goes.
You weren't sitting there old school style, like with the film canister where you gotta like spool the film.
Yes.
Yes, you were doing.
Yeah, this was like
Wow, man.
1987, maybe. I mean, this was
Okay.
quite a while back.
That's a
Forgive,
pain in the butt. to
forgive
do.
me, but when did the digital camera enter the field?
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
Intern.
You talking about SLR?
yeah, where's this?
Yeah, that's
intern
why we
at?
keep saying we need somebody that's sitting here looking this stuff up and throwing it up on
Dan
the
said
screen.
it'd be a matter of time.
You said 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
SLR?
What's it right now?
I mean, it's crazy.
Is that where?
Yeah, it's
is that
the
where?
digital SLR.
Okay.
Because the
when-
SLR is a single lens reflex. The digital SLR is the
DSLR.
Digital
digital.
version.
I just said it twice.
When was DSLR invented?
Great.
Or cameras come out? Here we go. Let's see if we can find out. 1975, Kodak engineer Sean
It
or
would be
Steven
Kodak.
Sisson invented the first digital still camera. Blah, blah,
75.
blah. 81, Sony unveiled a prototype of the Sony Mavica.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it was way back in the early 80s, but when did it become mainstream? I don't know
That's
that.
like more consumer based. You
Yeah.
know?
I have to do more research on it, but
Yeah. Intern jobs.
yeah, I don't feel like
Right.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
I just don't even care.
Bet you could find one.
We need to find somebody
What,
that
the
does nothing but
original
I mean,
Sony Movica?
no, I was talking about an intern.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, we're working on ways to get some monetize.
What's that room back there?
Maybe we can pay somebody. Oh, that's where we're going to shove the intern.
That's what I thought. I was like, that looks like an intern closet right there.
They'll just be behind the
We'll put a
scenes.
There's even
display
ventilation
screen somewhere, so all they have to do is just like a side screen. They just throw it up on a TV.
Yeah, I mean, eventually this is going to be a better version of this curtain, right? Make a swinging door.
Hey, my grandmother made that. How
a
dare
saloon
you?
style.
You hating on the Ninja Turtle
door.
Caleb
No, I
blanket?
like it. That's why I put it up there. I love the Ninja Turtles. I
He
thought
did.
it was very
That was
cool.
not my choice.
I was a Ninja Turtle for Beyond Video one time. We had when the Ninja Turtle movie came out, the original. I dressed up as Raphael.
Was this
You
Beyond
would.
Video store like a Blockbuster, if you will?
It was a rival to Blockbuster here in town. Yeah.
Like a mom and pop?
Yeah, Mom and
Or a
Pop.
franchise?
Yes. No, two guys here locally own the store.
Neat.
I can't remember their names. Don and
Thomas?
Don and Rob.
Oh.
Something. But my brother was
Just
the
throw out a
manager.
random name.
My older
Yeah.
brother was the manager of this one up in town, and then we opened another one off of Remount Road. So we had two stores, and I went down and opened up the Remount Road store as well. Was the manager down there with a buddy of mine, Jimmy Fox.
You worked on Reedmont?
I did.
Wow.
For a while. Yeah.
Anything ever happened down there?
I'm not telling you.
That's not
But
like
yeah,
this.
probably a lot of things happened down there.
A lot of things is what he says. Okay.
Yeah. So that was my first job, Beyond Video.
How old were you?
I started at 15. Actually, I wasn't even supposed to be working at that point.
I thought the working age in South. Oh, this is.
I think
a
at
while
that
ago.
point, yeah, it was 16.
Wait, wouldn't it be younger the older, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the older times are. I thought kids worked earlier.
No, not at this point.
So it's the opposite. Like kids are working
I
earlier
don't know,
today.
Richard. Why are you getting so deep in the weeds,
God,
man?
where is this intern at?
Can I get a little top off?
Top off of what?
Was it? Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that beer's gone, dude.
Oh man, for some reason I thought we had extra.
No,
That's right. No, I remember you in the beginning.
It's empty. Yeah, but I
should've
mean,
saved
you can
that a
take
little
some of
bit
mine if
better.
you want.
No way. Besides, we're getting close to an hour. I'll just chill. It's cool.
All right. I mean, I'm slow rolling it, I guess, but.
No, I just totally threw a wrench.
But yeah, Beyond Video. I mean, we were the only place in town. Beyond Video was down. Where Yakitori's is, down there by Harris Teeter. That little Japanese.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is. The Blockbuster was.
The
Yeah.
Blockbuster was in that, not in Yakitori's, but it was in that same building right there, at the front of that
Right,
building.
I remember Blockbuster when I moved here,
Yeah.
but it didn't last long.
Well, it lasted longer than Beyond Video, but
Oh, did it?
I
but
went to
Beyond
that
Video at least
Blockbuster all
had
the
we had a room.
I
of,
did go to that Blockbuster a few times. It's funny.
We were the only
It's a
ones
funny
in town
thing.
that had X-rated videos. We had a back room that had.
I thought
I bet
Hollywood
you
Video had
the next
X-rated.
spot is exit 159.
Oh my gosh,
That big
Lions
super.
Den?
Yeah, the Lions Den superstore.
we were talking about that on the way back from the race this weekend. We passed the Lions Den, and
That's a
Every
nice
my brother
exit
asked if
to
anybody
stop
had
at.
actually stopped there before.
I'm just
You
whole-
stopped there.
several times.
Several times.
The exit itself, but you
I'm talking not just the Lions Den. The Lions Den's big. I went in there one time with
did
Dave.
you really?
Dave stopped. He was driving.
Yo, my God.
Dave was always telling me about how the Lions Den, you got to stop at the Lions Den, walk around. I can't ever tell if he's being serious or joking. He's a cool guy. But the gas station down the road from there, same exit. It's a quality gas station. They got a lot of stuff. Showers.
It's like a Pilot or something.
No, it's
Truck
bigger.
stop.
Oh, you're testing me.
I mean, usually the truck stops are the
Some-
ones that have the showers and all that stuff. But
Yeah, it's a bigger one with like, oh God, they gotta have like 20 plus pumps, like
Dang.
tons of pumps.
Yeah.
Showers, big bathrooms, lots of goodies like
Yeah,
snacks.
it's usually a Pilot or a Flying J or something like that
Something
for the,
I want to
for
say
the
it
truck
might be a
stops.
Pilot. Sunoco.
Maybe a
Big
Sphinx,
Sunoco? I don't know.
Sunoco, something. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's one of those things. I
I
mean,
know, but
that
it's
intern
kinda
could tell
crazy.
you. but-
Unless they're going to sponsor us, it really doesn't matter.
The intern would tell us.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the intern's like Siri that you don't have to activate. It's like always listening and just like
Right.
You're
We
just like
talked
telling
about-
you stuff.
Yeah, we'd have a name
Artificial
for him.
intelligence.
Alexis, look this shit up.
No,
She
but I
got
don't,
Alexa.
want to, I don't want to have to yell at Alexis.
No.
Yeah, see, you wouldn't have to like initiate Alexa.
I
Is
just
it
want the
Alexa?
intern
It's
to
not
constantly
Alexis.
be just typing in everything we're talking about.
And like
It's
you got a little
oh,
thing in your
God.
ear, and she's just like always telling you what's going on.
Oh.
And you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Nice. I
See
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I do have my little Bluetooth little
You could
earbud.
actually. So, you ever seen those websites that you contract out random things?
No.
Yes, I think I've heard about that.
Okay, so imagine a phone call, like of this right here. You're contracting out like an intern to look up
Oh
stuff.
my gosh. Share
All
screen.
they have to do is Well, you don't have to really even share a screen. They just have to listen to what you're saying, and like everybody else can listen to, or you guys can listen to what they're saying back to you, just by like, yeah, they're just like searching shit that y'all talking about. I don't know what the like
when
website
they're feeding
like
us information. Is that what you're saying?
Basically,
pretty much, yeah.
They would just listen at the same time, and then whenever we ask them a question, they Google it or whatever, and they just tell us. Basically,
you can pay somebody to do pretty much anything
on audio.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that. That's very interesting.
I wonder if somebody would do that.
I wonder how much that would cost.
Yeah, I need somebody, man. There's too many things we want to look up that we never.
Your fingers aren't fast enough, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, my fingers are fast, but my eyes aren't that good. So I'm trying to read this thing. I'm trying to. We've got dead space.
I think you should just get an intern, like a real person here.
I think a real person is definitely
help clean
better.
up the place, you know.
Whoa. We didn't clean up.
No. Not like
we did clean up.
Not
the
like
place.
y'all's place isn't clean. Is what I'm saying. Is like part of their duties. So y'all don't have to do it.
I see what you're
right.
saying.
We leave the podcast area, and they pick up the glasses
they pick up the
and
stuff.
cups, and they put the cans away.
You don't have to wash your own beer glasses that you drink out.
I mean, we can only hope. I mean, I'm not looking for a maid or anything, but
that's like.
I think I can clean up my own mess, but it's a nice thought.
See,
this is
work.
To clean up my beer drinks.
This is work, though. This is work beer.
Right.
I'd much rather help with like scheduling guests on the show and making sure we have like the release.
Somebody that does
the important stuff.
Yeah, somebody that keeps the beer fridge stocked and like you said, schedules the guests.
Make sure the batteries are charged.
Right, make sure everything's up and ready to go.
Maybe it goes to pick up the beer
camera over there that cut off on us.
We're doing an ad right now for an intern job, is what we're doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it kind of turned into a little bit.
With hopes to pay.
Yeah, hopes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not.
No, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'd like to pay somebody eventually, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to do hard
give somebody a shot to start their own thing once they watch us and see what's going on. And hopefully,
there are always different ways to pay.
That's true.
That sounded a little
It's not always money. I'll pay them in beer.
Oh,
there you go.
That
I always
sounds
forget
like
about the bartering thing, like the
Bartering's such a
exchanging of
great way.
skills.
yeah.
Like, oh man, I've been reading this book about the history of Johns Island, like from before
I'm gonna turn this other camera on.
settlers set on Johns Island, and the native Indians were here, like Catawba Indians, Edisto Indians. I don't remember some of the other ones, but
Wait, where's Catawba?
like this Catawba.
Yeah, I know. Where is that?
I think it was a tribe of Indians.
I guess I never wondered about.
But it's also
where
a
they got
place,
the name
maybe.
From.
No, I think it is a place. Location.
Oh,
It's like a combination. Kind of like.
We're talking about the brewery Catawba. I mean,
No, like
is
the
Catawba
origin
named
of
after-
Catawba.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was trying
Catawba
to figure out.
Indians.
Tribe?
The Indian tribes. It's kind of like the Edisto Indians.
okay.
Similar thing.
Just never thought about it, I guess.
Yeah. It's just there's so much rich history down there. Like, one of the things that really intrigued me is went on a tugboat tour of the Charleston Harbor through the coffee warehouse that we store a lot of our coffee at. And I want to say that the tugboat company was Magwood. And I remember that name. I don't know why. And then reading this book, one of the families that ran produce from Johns Island to Charleston before any bridges ran to Johns Island, it was the Magwood family.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
There's a road over there called Magwood Drive.
Yeah,
It's probably after them.
That's some historic shit right there.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's really cool.
They move or help move like billions of dollars of goods, I'm sure, like every year.
They've been doing that
For well, had to have been
centuries.
what, like
How
before
long
the
is a century?
1700s? Centuries, 100 years.
Yeah.
Decades 10.
Yeah.
Got it.
We
And
do so much education on this show.
Yeah. Hey, you learn every
Did y'all
day.
get pocket thesauruses yet?
Pocket the source.
I got that pocket thing that you gave me.
Oh, that guide to like everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's more of like a dictionary.
So
Isn't it?
you heard that on the show that we wanted thesauruses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
He's been quoting it.
Yeah.
I've forgotten some things already.
That's awesome. I love it.
Last night I was drinking beer and tying flies and listening to Dan's episode. It was a good time.
It's a good time, man.
It was a good
Dan
time.
was a good
Cracking
episode.
us up.
Dan's a
Dan,
cool guy.
he's
I
a
like him.
funny dude, man.
I like him.
If I ever need a guest host, Dan might be a guest host.
Yeah.
If
There's
you're,
already threats of being replaced.
if you're ever indisposed or something, if you're out of town and we got to do a show.
Indisposed.
Might
that
get
mean?
murdered
might
and
fill
Dan
in.
just shows up.
I mean, all these talk
First
shows
suspect.
and whatever, they got guest hosts. Fuck. I don't know. I'm not getting rid of you, man. Just calm down.
I don't feel threatened.
So who are these boys up here?
Those are my kids. These guys are here?
Those are your two boys?
Yeah, that's
You only got two boys?
on the right. Yep, that's my oldest son, Brian Jr. He's 24 now, and that's Alec on the left. He's 22. Buddy of
crap.
mine, Ryan Olds, he's out in Illinois right now. He was stationed with me in the Air Force for quite a long time. He took those pictures. We did a photo shoot. He was a photographer as well.
Now, is that film?
Yeah, it's film, 35 millimeter.
You already knew that.
I
didn't
was
you?
looking at it and I'm like,
Yeah, so he took
it's got that look to it. That
took a bunch of photos, and that's what we came up with. That was our favorite, and
it's like unintentional beauty. I think that's what film has. It's
Yeah.
a wabi-sabi sort of thing.
I can
Where it's
see
like, I don't know. I don't want to call them imperfections, but something that you might want to tweak because you can in post today with digital wouldn't get tweaked because it's film, and that's what makes it good. Or that's what makes it have that film look.
It's more realistic.
That tangible.
'Cause
That
life is not perfect.
Right.
life is not
Yeah,
perfect.
so we did 100 photos or whatever out in the field, a park or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the one we came up with. We framed that one in a bigger frame than that, big 20 by something or whatever for both of our parents, my ex-wife and I. We got them for Christmas presents, so they both have it hanging up on the walls as well.
Wow.
And I found it in the garage when we started doing this thing and said, let's put it up there. It's pretty cool.
There. That's nice, man.
Yep.
And I just realized that light over there for the carpet wall is kind of like perfectly,
Right?
yeah. That's a nice mounted light. Perfect for that little area.
The carpet wall has been such a great success. I think that's
And it's so
perfect.
random. Like, that was here before you moved in?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
And
or
so
why
was
it
this wood
there.
paneling, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so it's got a kind of a unique
This is
feel
not
to it.
something you do post original installment.
Yeah.
You know what? I just want 70s.
You'd have to pay extra
panel.
for this today.
Yeah,
Probably.
right? Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to do that in your house, somebody would be like, yeah. It's like
Yeah, but I like that
200.
it's just half paneling. My parents still have a couple rooms that have full paneling in it, and I'm like,
That kind of makes
It's
you
all right.
feel a little...
yeah, it's a little closed down, a little
Congested.
dark.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I like the half and half. I think it's kind of cool.
It's a nice touch.
I'd still like to put, I don't know why we're going into this fucking room, but
Yeah.
I'd still like to put some color on these walls instead of it being this white wall.
You
I'd
should
still like to
literally
put a
just
little-
throw some paint up there.
Yeah, be easy.
For show.
Literally, like,
I like
throw
that.
some paint.
Just
Like,
throw some paint. Get some tarps, cover up everything.
yeah, like paint
just throw
everything
some
that's
paint.
not the wall.
Right.
Or not paint everything that's not the wall.
I love it.
Tape everything that's not the wall.
We can film
Yeah.
that. It's a great idea.
Just tape the white stuff. Tape up the white stuff and then throw paint everywhere else.
Yeah, I definitely think it needs some color of some sort, but it's good for right now.
Yeah, it's nice. Enjoyable.
But speaking of photos and stuff, I mean, what do we think about
Oh, yeah.
the Richard Mallett,
reenactment?
Ashley
I
Ridge,
forgot to respond
Swamp
to that tweet
Foxes?
earlier.
I mean, I'm sure we can see it from this camera, right?
Oh, yeah, you
does
can
does
see
that
it.
Pick it up. Yeah. So this is Richard Mallett from 2011 up here.
I'm about to tweet back to you right now.
Oh, yeah? Is
Live.
it a live tweet?
Live tweet.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
this is so you ran cross country, right? This isn't track. This is cross country.
That's cross country, yes, sir. Which I ran track in New York, but ran cross country down here because the sports are flip flopped in New York or in South Carolina. I don't know, depending on how you look at it.
Really?
The opposite. Soccer in New York is in the fall.
Oh, okay.
Soccer in
season wise. Yeah.
is in the spring in South Carolina. So when I moved down here, I expected to play soccer in the fall, which is what I was accustomed to. But they're like, no, that's in the spring. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And just moving here, sports are one of the best ways to like be involved with
Other people?
yeah, just be involved, because not being involved, I don't know, it's not good for
That's
me,
what I do
at
with
least.
my life.
Like, I don't know. I think it was beneficial to what I was doing. So
Yeah.
ran cross country. Yeah.
So did you prefer, track or cross country?
Cross country.
Why?
You weren't running in front of people.
Okay, you're kind of out on the course by yourself.
Your course
2-3 miles
is out there. So your start, you've got people. You might have like a checkpoint where you run past some people, and I feel like those are kind of like bursts of, I don't know, you feel good when you run past people and they're cheering you on. You want to run more. And then the end, which is like when you really want to like have people or hear people cheering you.
Right, you want that energy to
you want
bring
that
in.
You want to like tap into that. And I feel like track was always just so like all of that audience kind of numbed it, being so present all the time, kind of like tone it out a little bit. Plus, I kind of like running through the woods better.
Right. So, hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, what'd you do? Wait a minute. So, what'd you do in track? What was your sport? Like 100 meters, 200
So, believe
meters,
it or not, I started off at the 100 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
gave that a what?
What are the options?
There's a
100, 200, a 400, 800,
800.
1600.
All right, so you started at the lowest.
Which is, well, it's not really it's not the lowest. It's the lowest distance.
It's shortest distance, yeah.
But it's a sprint.
Oh.
So you could say, I feel like all track sports are sprints.
Oh,
yeah.
You just want to cross it as fast as possible.
All out effort.
Yeah.
So
that's like
the distance, the faster you run.
How fast? Yeah. Basically, how fast can you do 100 meters?
Okay.
Which, I mean, cross country is the same thing. How fast can I do 3 miles?
5K.
But,
yeah, but, shit. I mean, some people's bodies can literally just move faster for shorter distances.
Difference
They're
between
more
fast twitch and a
explosive.
slow twitch muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that I learned eventually that I wasn't like the most speediest. I was very lanky.
Right.
And thin,
so you did better
skinny.
distance than
So the distance,
fast.
yeah, the long legs, the 400. I eventually went up to the 200. Did pretty well in that. I think my best time was like a 26. Second 200, which I don't know what that breaks down to, like your split wise for a mile. Sure. Which it's a 200 meter dash, which is half a lap, and there's 4 laps in a mile. You know what I'm saying? So. Oh
man.
So that's 1/8 of a mile, I think, isn't it?
Sure.
Am I math right?
Yeah.
Math's not my strong point.
Yeah. I had one kid. My oldest, he did the track, and then my youngest was a cross country guy. So they were kind of both on different ends of the spectrum. But
yeah, cross country is a lot more distance oriented. Like you train
endurance.
With distance. Like your race is 3.1 miles, but you'll be running 6 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, that way 3 miles is easy.
3 miles is easy.
Yeah, if you can
and
do
it's
6,
that last
3 miles
0.1
is a
that
piece of
kills
cake.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you could do those first 3. It's like the last 0.1.
I don't think maybe the longest distance, 5K.
5K, which is 3.1 miles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. And it about died. I did win first place.
Hey, for your age group?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I was the only one.
Only one in your age group?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I won.
You're the only one that got out there, so you're a winner.
I completed it. Oh, that's a different way to look at that.
I mean, really.
Huh.
You can say I won because I'm the only one. Well, you're the only one that was brave enough to sign up, so you should be the winner.
That's so inspirational.
Yeah,
yeah.
Automatically the winner.
So you brought up something about, what the hell did I just click on? You brought up something about woods, the woods.
Oh, wait. Before we get into this, because the story that I mentioned last time with Dan, I believe. Was it Dan?
No, I think it was Mike.
Was it Mike?
I think it was Mike.
About having Richard on retell a story about running.
Because I'll be honest, last night I listened to Dan's, and I didn't actually listen to Mike's all the way through. Like I listened to two-thirds of it or half of it or something, and then got distracted and got off of it. And then last night, so I went backwards, and I think I heard it towards the end of the night, which would have been Mike's.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in one of the past episodes, I mentioned that we had to have Richard tell the story when he came on, and I forgot until now. But I think we should wait until we open the next beer.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, we can do that.
Right.
Really set the stone. Do you want me to get it out of the fridge?
Yeah, and I mean, it's up to you. I think there's 16-ounce cans, so if you want to do just one, we'll pour it out. That's what, 5 ounces or so. we can take a break. We can kind of collaborate.
We are gonna take a little pee break right now. So
all right, we'll cut back into
that's the good part
3,
about
to the beer.
2, 1. New scene. Oh my gosh, that's just a photo, isn't it?
Yeah, it says talking photos all over it.
Oh, it does.
Did you take the glasses?
Well, that's crazy.
I wasn't going to take the glasses for consistency, but okay.
Oh. Well, they're right over there. Let's go get them.
That's fine.
What glasses? You're gonna change the glasses?
No.
Oh, keep the glasses.
Yeah, when we cut back in, the glasses aren't there anymore. But that's fine.
But the glasses were empty.
I know. It doesn't matter.
Brian, what you
I've been recording the whole
Brian,
time.
look at this.
That's fine. What am I looking at?
Hold on. Oh, there it is.
What is that? A dog?
Right?
It's like a poodle?
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Where's he going?
Where are you going?
What journey is that?
That's a question that I did not ask.
Yeah.
He's on the mission. He's like straight up running somewhere. He pauses for a second to look back and then just keeps going.
All right. So we talked about that and that. All right. We ready?
Yeah.
So we're on over here.
Oh yeah, we're ready.
We got the audio.
We're waiting on you, man.
Excuse me. I'm ready. All right. So we're still sitting here with Richard Mallett. We're going to open up our second beer. The other glasses are out of the way. We got Double Toasted Marshmallow from Decadent Ales. It's an IPA Imperial. Dry hopped with a variety of hops featuring Mosaic, Madagascar, Vanilla Bean, marshmallows, and a variety of candied, turbinado, coconut, and other sugars create the mellow sweetness of campfire toasted marshmallows. So I figured it'd be a good beer for you because you like to go camping and you like the outdoors, you like hammocks and all this other kind of stuff. So I figured, why not a toasted marshmallow beer?
Yeah.
Right?
Toasted marshmallows and that turbinado. You said turbinado sugar? What did you say?
Turbinado. That's what it says. Is that
You
a
know
sugar?
what that is?
Yeah, it's crystallized cane sugar.
Okay. I didn't even
Why do you
did
know
not
that?
even know that.
Because it's delicious.
There we go.
You know what sugar in the raw is?
Yep.
That's turbinado.
Okay. Just
Oh.
another name for it.
So I did know what it is.
You did. It's one of those things where you're like,
We're going to open up two of these bad boys.
you know it, but you don't.
I'm going to look
until
that
you
up
know
right
it.
now before I even pour this.
I feel like you're one of those books I have over there.
Turbinado.
The book of useless information.
Turbinado sugar. Partially
Yes.
Got
refined.
a bunch of that.
Partially refined light brown cane sugar.
Are you looking up sugar instead of pouring beer?
Turbinado. He mentioned it.
he told us it was
verify
sugar.
I wanted to verify the facts, man. Just chill the hell out.
He said that he didn't believe you.
No.
Did you hear that?
But
Well, I liked the
for
like
consistency
affirmation
and
because
continuity
as I was
and
saying it,
fact
I'm like,
checking.
wait, this is being recorded. I wonder if I'm wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Just kidding.
Nice cover.
Slightly.
So I did a 9-second pour on that, and I guess that's going to be good.
Look at that 9-second
That's
pour.
pretty
We'll
beautiful.
give that to. It's going to be way off. I'm going to have to top off everybody's glasses like I do every damn
That's
episode.
okay.
I need somebody on here that can pour consistent ounces into a glass because I don't like doing math, and it's a lot of math work to try and figure out what's going on. I'm tossing that one. We'll take this one for the pictures.
Woo, pictures.
Pictures.
Look at that pour.
There you go. Check that out. Look at the
That's-
head on that. That's a little bit more than a one finger, but
One finger.
That's a
Single finger pour.
2-finger right there.
at
everybody.
least maybe a 2.5,
Whoa.
depending on the finger.
Look at that 2-finger.
I think we've got too
That's
much
a
beer
glass.
for these.
Look at
I
that.
think we got too much beer for these glasses.
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
going to have room to breathe.
No
and
way.
Everybody's going to be pissed off that we didn't leave enough room for the beer to breathe, but
Bring it on, everybody.
there's still some in here. Get your
Good.
pictures.
We'll drink it
That,
later.
that's a.
I like this glass a lot
Double
right here.
toasted
I
marshmallow.
have these. Where'd you get
Decadent.
this glass?
It's a orchard
not
cidery.
Wicked Weed. Windy Hill.
Yeah,
Which one said Wicked Weed? The ones we just had.
the ones
said
we had
Wicked.
earlier. Yeah,
That's what it was.
we ask every guest, how do you feel about Wicked Weed? Do you
I
have
was
a
just
problem with
talking
them
about Wicked Weed.
with them selling out to InBev, or do you
What
have a
was I
problem with
talking
that?
to
Do you
the
like
kid
them?
about?
Do you not like them? Do you have an opinion? Do you care?
No, I mean, I listened to Mike's episode and I kind of agree with him. It's like
Right. Somebody gives you $100 million or whatever it was. How
It's
much
like,
was
hey,
it?
I must be
1,000,
making
100,000?
some pretty good stuff.
Right. You're not going to turn down the money, right?
No, I mean they're still able to make what they were making, right?
Well, that's the opinion sometimes.
I haven't drank their beer
They're going to
enough.
get bought out. They're going to get a little bit more watered down ingredients, and their quality is going to go down. Are we just drinking it? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Were we supposed to wait?
No, it's fine. Do we want to toast anything?
Toast to the beer. It was really good. It's got a weird after finish.
It does.
We're just going to drink it.
I like this
So-
temperature that we're drinking it at, though. It's not quite. It's not quite cold,
Right.
but it's not quite like warm either. It's kind of like right in between those two.
That's well said, Richard.
So that
Thank
would
you.
be in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's in the sweet spot.
Yeah. It's right in that sweet
it literally
spot
is
where-
a sweet spot. I feel like the sugars are the right temperature.
I mean, I could stand it to be a tad bit colder because I'd like it to warm
I agree.
to this temperature.
Yeah, about halfway through it, I'd like it to
Right.
be right.
I'd like to get that hit initially of the cold,
okay.
refrigerated temperature, and then see how it matures as it gets to this temperature. But we just started at this temperature, and that's fine.
I like it.
It's definitely marshmallow.
I thought it was a darker beer for some reason.
I did too. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it's a lot
toasted.
lighter.
I taste the toast, not the toast, but the toastedness of the marshmallow. I taste the marshmallow for sure. Again, no IBUs on this. It's 9.1 alcohol by volume. It's got an average rating of 3.94 on Untapped. And I like it. It'd be nice to sit by a campfire and drink it.
That'd be great.
Right.
Yeah. Very good.
So camping. Tell us about Badlands. Didn't you just go out to the Badlands? Is that South Dakota?
I did in February, the beginning of February.
What made you go out there? I mean, what was the draw that brought you out there?
My girlfriend, Whitney. Yeah.
Is she from there somewhere or just
No.
heard about it or what?
No, so the first time we took a road trip out west, we did it in her Prius and spent all nights but one. I think it was I want to say 12-night road trip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you took a Prius from here to South Dakota.
It was 8.5. No, yeah, through South Dakota, dude. We went all the way to the northwestern tip of Washington State.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah. And then drove.
I mean, as far as fuel efficiency goes, that's great.
Dude, I think we spent like $600 to maybe $800 total in gas.
There and back.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was 8,500 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. This last trip we took to South Dakota was 6,000 miles.
Wow.
Spent equally as much, like maybe a little more.
Right. But
Because
that was in a
of the
Suburban.
vehicle. Yeah, we took a expedition because we traveled in the winter, and glad we did. It was 4-wheel drive, and we drove through 3 blizzards, like whiteout blizzards. Yeah, Whitney's first time driving through the snow.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
What a good adventure for that.
Oh yeah, tractor trailers were like driving off the highway. She's like, yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, eventually she couldn't handle it anymore. And basically, she was coming in. We're coming into Kansas City, and like it started snowing. So all this snow is fresh snow. Nothing's been touched by any trucks. It's that early snow.
Did you whip out your camera? Did you whip out your camera?
No.
Oh.
I didn't actually. I had my phone, but
So Kansas
It's one of those
City,
things.
Kansas, or Missouri? I mean, there's Kansas City in both of those states, right? Isn't there a Kansas City,
one of those
Missouri, and
things.
Kansas?
uh,
I don't know.
Not a geography person.
see, I don't even know. Well, where's the intern?
I mean, I could look it up.
Thank you.
You could look it up. All right, I think
So
it
anyway,
was.
you went in the Prius, and then this time you went in your expedition.
Yeah.
And
when he was driving into Kansas City and the snowstorm came through, and she made it all the way into the city and was coming down this hill, and the light had turned red, and she touched the brakes a little too hard, and
Oh, no.
they locked up and started skidding, and eventually when it stopped, she was like, "Oh, you drive." I was like, "Okay," and then we pulled in and enjoyed the city for a little bit, and then kept on driving pretty much.
Right.
All the way till we got to South Dakota.
Dang.
We drove it all in one pretty long stretch. Yeah. We got to where we were going pretty fast.
Well, yeah, if you nonstop drive.
Yeah.
And I know you drive pretty fast.
Yeah. The speed limit gets faster when you get out the further west you go.
Yeah, 70, 75 eventually, right?
80 in
Is it 80?
Wyoming, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there is a Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri. So there's...
I want to say it's
cities in both.
Missouri.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you know,
Let me see that.
just like us, we got a Charleston, South Carolina. There's a Charleston, West Virginia, I think.
I feel like that's more specific.
I don't know. I just know there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and here's Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh. Wait, look on the map.
Oh, man.
Nah, we're not getting into all that, man.
Oh, man.
Come on. You're getting in the weeds,
deep
man.
Stuff.
Yeah, we don't have the intern to show the video of the computer.
So what was the best part of that trip? I mean, I've seen a lot of the pictures on Instagram and things like that of the filtered pictures that you put up there, but
Filtered pictures.
I got this big thing about filtering and all these whatever. I don't know.
I mean, filtering is a vague term.
It is. I mean, it's artwork in itself, right? But what was the best part of that trip?
Well, I mean, it's not like there are Instagram filters on those images.
Well, that's probably
You know
more
what
what
I'm
I'm talking about. Is people put this stuff out on Instagram and it's all like that's not how you look
should
at
not. Oh, you can't say that.
You can't
about
open up a
can
of worms with.
Photographer over
all.
here.
I know, but
It's professional editing.
I'm like, that's not how you look at all. You're not. It's not a good depiction of the person. I don't know. It's like women that have too much makeup and they got fake eyelashes and they've got all their eyebrows all manipulated and they're wearing high heels. That's not them at all. That's totally made up. Like when you see them without all that, it's a totally different person.
Couldn't you call that artwork?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
It's artwork, but I don't know. It's different as far as a person goes, I think. I want to know who I'm with. I don't want to be with
I think that's part of
clown.
it.
Yeah, I
The
think
fact
that's
that they were putting that on
that
as
effort.
an expression.
That's,
I guess, but you don't see guys doing that. Guys aren't going out
You're
manipulating
not going
their
to the right
looks
spots.
Yes, you are. Don't you
Right
shave your
spots.
face? Don't you trim your beard? Don't you
Right,
get
but
your
I'm
hair
not putting
cut?
on makeup. I'm not making myself taller than I am. I'm not giving myself longer eyelashes than what I have. I'm not making my face color a different color than what it actually
Okay,
is. More
fair
tan.
enough. I can understand the whole wearing heels things. Like,
Right. I mean, you get home after a night out and they take all that off, and you're like, "Whoa, this is not even the same person I went out with 2 hours ago."
well, not so much that, but I'm just thinking like heels,
Yeah.
just heels.
What?
You know,
Don't
like
you have
what's the
boots
point of
with
heels?
heels?
You know, like they're very uncomfortable, aren't they?
Yeah,
I've
they're
never
not good
worn
for you
heels,
at all.
and they're not
They're
good for your
uncomfortable.
feet.
They're not functional. Yeah. I mean, I've worn them once or twice. I'll be honest with you, just for shits and giggles. You know, I might put my mom's on or something and walk around the house, and I
fair
fell
enough.
down because I
Okay.
couldn't walk in them. But
Right.
yeah,
Was this last week?
yeah, it was just the other day when I got back.
That's what I imagined. I imagined Brian like last week going to his mom's, squeezing into the.
No, my
The
mom
hair
hadn't
shoes.
worn heels in probably 3 decades. Probably, I don't know. But
Probably because you kept wearing them.
yeah, I kept scuffing them up.
Oh my gosh.
But where were we going? The Badlands.
I don't know how
yeah.
we got to ranting about makeup from the Badlands.
We were talking about artwork, man.
Yeah.
That's how we got
Oh,
there.
touching up photography.
Yeah, touching up pictures. That's
Editing versus filters.
yeah. But I would say the Badlands. Well, seeing the Badlands in winter compared to seeing them on the trip prior in the Prius.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like we saw that in October, so you have 2 different seasons that you're viewing. Basically, like one was color and one was black and white. That's what it looked like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a cool experience.
Oh, my gosh. Just walking through like a black and white setting.
Yeah, cold black and white setting. It was chilly.
So what do you do when you get out there? I mean, you get out there to the Badlands. You just get out and walk around, take pictures. Is there stores set up? Is there,
So
vendors?
there's
I mean, what's going on?
we entered the Badlands in the town of Wall, South Dakota, which
What's
is
the name of it again?
Wall,
Wall.
like Wall drug.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like WAHL?
no, like the wall, like a
WALL?
yeah,
Okay. Wall.
yeah, Wall, South Dakota. There's no walls anywhere.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I mean it's a pretty like touristy spot. You know, get in there and I don't know. They had some good food. We passed through pretty quick. We arrived on the day that the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands Visitors Center opened for the season. The day that we, like an hour after they opened, we walked up to the door, like their close sign was still on, and Whitney was like, they're closed, let's just leave. And I'm like, the lights are on, let's go open the door. I'm like, hey, you guys open? They're like humans, yes, we're open. Because I mean, like, it's like gotta be like 10 degrees outside with a wind chill that puts it like minus 15.
Really?
It's chilly, and there's like scattered amounts of people driving through the Badlands. We didn't see another person, like another visitor or tourist, you know?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Which is another reason we wanted to go in February, because that's a cool experience to be able to be that far out into, you know, the country and surrounded by nothing and nobody, and everything's just barren. It's like you're very remote, and it's a cool feeling.
Yeah. You can see that. Somewhat humbling, maybe.
Yeah, very humbling. Yeah.
So when you get out there, where do you stay? I mean, you got like an Airbnb? Do you stay in the car? You got a hotel?
Stay in the car. So we used the same technique that we used when we stayed in the Prius the first time, which was fold the seats down, and in the Prius, folding the seats down wasn't long enough for me to stretch out fully. So I laid some of my luggage down, pushed the driver's seat all the way forward, laid the luggage down, and put just folded a Tempur-Pedic mattress pad. That's what we had, but that's what we slept on.
Okay.
And that's what we slept on in the expedition. Yeah.
Much more comfortable, for sure.
Oh, there was so much. Down, right? There was so much room in the expedition. Holy shit!
You could put down a full blow-up air mattress back there, right? Like a twin.
The only downside to the expedition, which I would totally give it, like I would take the expedition again. It had 4-wheel drive. There is so much control that you can have with a vehicle with 4-wheel drive than you cannot have with 2-wheel drive, especially with rear wheel. Like we drove through like 4 blizzards, and I feel like if we didn't have 4-wheel drive, I would have been a little bit more sketched out about driving in the places we were driving. Plus, we were also able to take the car on dirt roads to see cool things. Not off-road, though, because you don't do that in a rental car.
Yeah.
You're right. That'd be irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
And how long was this trip? Like a week?
9 days.
9 days.
And the clock was 100 hours, 100 driving hours from start to finish in 9 days.
That's awesome.
And there's 216 hours in 9 days. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's almost that's a little
100 hours.
Why do we keep doing math on this show?
So they drove for almost half the time.
Half of the time of that trip we were driving,
or
the car was on.
That,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Which driving in itself is an adventure, right?
I mean,
it can be for sure.
I mean, the destination is where you want to get, but the drive itself.
But the drive is what you remember. It's like those little pieces. I don't know, the highlights of that trek.
Yeah.
I remember driving through. We left at like 8:00, so around like 1:00, I think we were in the Smokies or somewhere, Tennessee, and the temperature started fluctuating between 30 and 32, and it was raining. And we were driving. I think that was a 26-hour trek that we did straight through. And that was like 6 hours into it. I was like, I hope it doesn't ice over, and like we gotta pull over and just stop. But eventually it passed and cleared up and kept on going. And then the sun came up, and another day went by. That was funny. Long day behind the wheel. Cool.
I know you do a lot of kayaking, canoeing, fly fishing, all that kind of stuff. Did you do that stuff too on this trip, or was that?
So I thought about that. I was like, I wonder if I should bring my fly rods. And then I was like, nah. I didn't even think about it being February and it being frozen over. I was like, I don't want to have to deal with, fly rods taking up more space. Mm-hmm. We got out there. There would be nowhere to fly fish. Everything is frozen solid. Like there is no flowing water.
I would not have thought about that either.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So no ice fishing.
No, I didn't do any ice fishing.
Would you do ice fishing?
I did see some people doing ice fishing though. When we went out to the Black Hills, I don't remember which lake it was, but yeah, it was fun. I rented a telephoto lens for this trip, a Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter lens. So furthest telephoto zoom lens that I've ever shot on, which was cool to take pictures of buffalo and other wildlife out there.
Yeah.
Birds and whatnot. Saw several eagles, which was cool.
Bald eagles?
Yeah. In the Black Hills. Not a lot of nature in the Badlands in the winter. Like there were some mule deer, but we didn't see very many prairie dogs, which we saw plenty of the first time. Like the prairie dog towns were littered with prairie dogs.
Oh,
all their heads popping up. Oh, it was so cool.
Like Lion King.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I think the black-footed ferret is on a reserve out there to like restore its. They had the plague like wiped out like a vast majority of their population. So they're trying to rebuild the population on the Buffalo Gap National Grassland, which is we watched the sunset driving through there one night after we got lost. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild out there because there's nothing. It's like the Wild West.
I've never been.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah. I've been as far as Missouri. That's as far as I've gone past there. I mean, I've flown in on, some airlines or something to South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, whatever. But as far as driving and travel, I think St. Louis, well, I might have gone to Kansas City, actually. But St. Louis, for sure, is probably about the furthest I've gone up in that upper part of the United States. I've gone all the way over to California, obviously, and even Alaska. But I'd like to take a trip over there.
Dude,
really.
It blows my mind, like, the amount of people that travel so far abroad for the sake of traveling, when you could do that same, not the same trip, but it would be a different trip, obviously, but you could do a grand traveling experience in your back.
Just right here.
Just right here. Just like renting a van or buying a van or living in the van. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like a hippie, but, and traveling the country because there's plenty to see. It is so diverse. And just watching it's cool to see the landscape change as you make a cross-country road trip.
Right. Well, it's always amazing to me when I talk to people that I grew up with or went to high school with or went to elementary school, middle school, whatever, that have never left this state.
I agree.
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, probably 80% of the people that I know have never left South Carolina.
Traveling to Greenville is a huge thing.
Yeah.
While like the other day I drove to Asheville and back the same night.
Yeah, you went for a concert.
For a concert, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a quick trek.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a quick trek when I go to like Holy City and back. I'm like, man, look at
which
you.
I just
did
today.
A far drive today. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna have those guys on hopefully.
Driving in your own town is different though.
Yeah,
I took an Uber here.
Yeah.
There you go. That's smart.
I mean, we just rented an expedition, as a matter of fact, and went to Asheville, and then we drove.
rented an expedition?
Yeah, we did an expedition for 6 of us. Yeah, so we had 6 of us in there. We had all the luggage, coolers, whatever. I mean, it was a fantastic car. It was the extended version, so it had the extended back end on it for a little bit more storage behind the third row seat. And we went to Asheville. We started at Highland Brewing Company, like I said, and then we went to 12 different checkpoints before we ended up at the finish line in Greenville, South Carolina, and then drove back here. So I mean, just that experience, just transversing the state of South Carolina and North Carolina, was an experience in itself. And people that have not even left Summerville or
literally,
Charleston,
Highway 26,
they're missing out on so much.
Like you've got Highway 26 ends in Charleston. You can start there and just drive. What is it? It's a even number highway, interstate, so it runs east to west.
Right, even number is east to west, odd number is north
and
you'll south
end
to
in
north,
Asheville.
north south.
It's like the landscape. You hit those sand hills around Columbia, and it's just that first mountain range that you see, and it's all the same interstate. You don't make any turns or anything.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous. It really is.
Used to drive up to Kentucky a lot when we were younger to visit family.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when you started seeing the mountains. Like, yes.
It's a beautiful sight.
We are not close to the ocean.
Yeah, but then you come out of Kentucky and you go into Indiana and Illinois, and then it's just all flat.
And then you end up with prairie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder the elevation out there, though, because I know that in South Dakota, the elevation out there where it's like nice and flat, you're still sitting at like 3,500 feet.
Yeah.
Which is pretty high.
Right. We're gonna check it out. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh,
I'm the intern.
I'm playing intern right now.
So what are we doing?
Well, we're talking about geography, which is
South
not,
Dakota
but you can't
elevation.
just be talking, but not actually be talking. Hey, that's not good for podcasting.
Actually, the highest elevation in South Dakota is 966 feet. So I think.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about Colorado.
Yeah.
Because we did drive south into Colorado. Like I said,
216
hours in the entire trip. 100 of them were spent driving.
It's a lot of driving.
A lot of it was put together. And I forgot about the Great Sand Dunes. That was an awesome part of the trip.
I misspoke. The lowest point in South Dakota is 966 feet.
Well, that makes me feel better about
the worst intern ever.
About 10 miles northeast of Custer, rises 7,242 feet above sea level.
Eagles.
Harney Peak is what it says. 7,242 feet. That's a big difference between
all that area out
feet.
there. It's relatively small. Like there was only a handful of breweries, and the one brewery that we went to was a cool brewery. Kind of reminded me of Homegrown, if it was ever to be the brewery or the brewery that it was. I don't know if there were to be a brewery in the home and like combine Homegrown together.
Every episode, Homegrown's made it.
They're up for sale.
I told Caleb I would throw him a sponsor, so I forget about what.
I think you just did. They're up for sale.
There you go, Caleb. Sponsor. Or not sponsor. Shout out.
Right. I mean, he's not looking to leave the area, but he's looking to find a new location and open up his brewery and stuff. But, yeah, his location has been on the real estate map since February, apparently. $138,000, I think. They're looking for it.
Bringo.
Yeah. So we need to buy that spot and open a studio space in there. And
yeah.
How much money did you say?
$138,000, I think. Is what they're asking for it.
Okay.
We're thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh, now that we have a pause section, I want that story. We never got into that story.
About the running?
The running story.
Through the woods.
All right.
So this
story.
is...
there's no background on this or anything? It's just ready for that story?
We'll
we and Dan were talking about ultra running and just running in general. So we were talking about just how you kind of hallucinate and you kind of see things while you're running. And especially at night or while you've been running 10, 15, 20 miles, you kind of get delusional, a little delirious, whatever. So the story came up about you running through the night, pacing somebody, I guess, or you were doing your own race.
Yeah. No, I was not doing my own race. All right. I'll tell you. So one of my friends, high school, through cross country, we became good friends and hung out a lot. And I think this was towards the end of our senior year. I forget what time of year it was, but he wanted to do this race in Alabama. It was a 100-mile race.
Right.
The first 50 were unsupported.
Oh, first 50.
Yeah. And I forget what time he started, but I also forget what time we started because I think I ended up pacing him for about 45 miles of it. So a lot of it ended up being kind of blurred. Like you said, you end up hallucinating and
right. So when you say pacing him, like what kind of pace were you keeping, or you just mean running beside him?
Like,
is there a pace you were trying to maintain?
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all good. I was just trying to keep him moving, I guess.
Oh my god!
At some points, he did great though. I don't know. 100 miles is a lot to run. It really is.
Hell yeah.
100 miles is a hell of a lot to run. And I forget his total time, but I think it was something like 32 hours of running.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I paced him for the last like 45. I forget about. Oh, that's right. I think he hit 96 miles. Or I don't remember. It was a good time. So I picked him up. I started running at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm fresh. Like, I'm good to go. I've been napping, snacking, just sleeping all day while he's been out running. So, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, he's tired. Like, he's sleeping while he's running. I'm good to go, fresh and ready. So we start running, and we get going through the woods. I have no idea how this map went. It was 100 miles of some tour of some country. And I want to say like a mile, 2 miles into the woods, we end up getting passed by this older guy who was like a seasoned veteran with ultramarathons. And he just like cruises on by like it's nothing. My friend Dom is like, falling asleep, and I mean, he's going pretty strong. We're keeping a decent pace. I want to say it was like 12-minute miles, 11-minute miles,
right?
Something like.
Which is good for an ultramarathon through terrain and
you've got terrain,
elevation, stuff
and
like that.
I specifically remember him passing us walking through a creek, like in the first couple miles of the 45 miles I ran, I soaked my shoes. So like, boom, there you go.
Oh man!
From the start, from the get-go, soaking wet shoes.
Yeah,
let's go. So he passes us. We get going a little ways, kind of like quiets down. Come along this stretch where you can see a good ways ahead of you, and like the bushes started rattling, making noise, and like not enough to where you notice it, and it's still far enough ahead of you to where you're not all that close, but you can still see it with your headlamp on. And so like we didn't pause, but definitely made note of it. We had I think somebody picked up a stick and keep going a little bit further, and out of this bush comes running 2 wild turkeys, like cruising right between the two of us. I about had a heart attack because at first with the light, I couldn't see exactly what it was. All I could hear was like, come. Like, running. And oh my God, I think I jumped like probably like 4 feet in the air.
Right. So not really flying, but just kind of jumping.
They weren't flying, no. They were just like
wing spread,
doing that turkey thing where they like lift up their wings and they're just like running, But yeah, that woke us up for sure. But I'll forever remember that. That was a good time.
I love that story so much.
That's a good story. I mean, that would scare the hell out of me.
I'm thinking some.
It's that like
big
3
old
a.m.
creature,
period, 3:30 a.m. where like the world's pretty
turkey.
quiet.
Yeah.
Like there's not even birds chirping. There's some bugs maybe.
Right, you hear some crickets and some whatever.
Bugs, some crickets, but no, those morning birds. They haven't even started yet.
Yeah.
Still got another 30 minutes or so.
And these turkeys were just like, fuck you guys.
Shit. We spooked them or something. They were like, yeah, exactly. Right through that. Oh man. But
now is that the only ultra running experience you've had?
Yeah. Like my first half marathon happened by accident. I rode with the same friend Dom to cheer him on he was running a full marathon. And his brother was attending. He was coming up to run the half marathon, but something happened and he wasn't able to. And I mean, I ran cross country, so like I had trained for 5Ks, never a half marathon. So I don't even think I had ran a half marathon distance yet.
Oh.
And Dom's dad, his name's Chris, and he was like, "What, you run? Well, you're here. This is a ticket. Here you go, run." And I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
It was like, here, monkey, dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So I ran a half marathon that weekend.
Nice.
I couldn't walk for like 4 days after because I didn't stretch properly afterwards. I didn't wear the right shoes. I was wearing like the 3.0 Nike Freeze, like the really thin ones.
I mean, those are okay if you're trained to run in them.
But I mean, like I don't have the best feet. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even run anymore because my feet are so fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reconstructive surgery and whatnot. That. Yeah. Those little things.
Mm-hmm. So do you still run?
No.
You don't run at all.
Not really. I ride a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're in a canoe.
Or I'm in a canoe. Exactly.
Speaking of.
Or a kayak. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna try and set up a kayak trip here shortly.
To where?
Just somewhere down the Edisto.
Okay, so perfect. Because I'm thinking about that. I was on the river the other day. Water level's really nice. That sandbar north of where Four Hole Swamp dumps in that water on the Edisto. There's that sandbar with that big rope swing.
Yeah.
I think it's still a good time to get out there and camp while
the same one.
The crowds are thin.
In between Mars Oilfield and
Givans?
And the
perfect
State Park.
Earl's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That little rope swing. So yeah, we were talking on the way back that our next adventure, me and the guys that were running the relay together this weekend, that our next adventure needs to be a kayak trip. So I texted Gordon, who's going to be on next week, as a matter of fact, Gordon Peters.
Yep.
Thursday, right?
Yep.
But I texted Gordon and said, hey, we need to set up a kayak trip. So the weather's getting good. The water is good. We did 7 people
the fish
last
are biting,
year.
For sure.
Well, yeah, we could take some poles out there this year.
Yeah.
But I think we did 7 people on our trip last year. We're going to try and hit like 10 people. The
For
one
a
that Gordon and I
kayak
did, the
long overnight?
No, we did the
the long paddle.
No, this was like a 8 mile trip.
Did you do from Marsville Field down to Earl's place?
Yeah, I think that was it.
That was it?
Yeah, it was 6 or
Honestly,
7
I thought
of us.
you meant overnight.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Gordon and I did some other stuff, solo, some longer stuff, but I think the one that we did there was 7 or 8 of us was, I think it was an 8 mile trek. So we wanted to try and recreate that or either go up a little bit further on the river. And I think it's going to be about 10 of us this year. But we need to set that up within the next few weeks or so.
For sure.
I think.
Now you just told the whole world that they're not invited.
Well, if they have a kayak, they can come. But
if you've got something that floats, you can come.
It's a little.
11,
technically, you're not paddling upriver. You're floating downriver.
Oh, right? You're floating downriver, but logistically, that's the problem.
Floats are welcome.
Have enough vehicles to drop stuff off here and then reposition stuff here.
Earl's got that giant trailer. There you go. Edisto River Adventures.
It's a pain in the ass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Plug.
Edisto River Adventures.
What else did I want to talk about? Let's bring it back to coffee real quick.
Okay.
You want to talk about
I like this full
the
circle
sous vide thing. So did you watch the episode where we talked about the sous vide
I
with
listened
Mike?
to it last night.
Yeah.
That's what I finished my night with.
Right.
Actually.
So Mike Carcut. Yeah. Had talked about the sous vide machine and how he was doing cold brew with a sous vide at 150 degrees, I think.
Right.
And I'm thinking
not
that's
cold
not
anymore.
cold at all. That's warm.
That's
warm
enough to hurt
brew.
your hand.
Hot brew.
Yeah.
That's enough to hurt your hand.
But would you consider trying that at the coffee house? I mean, is that something that?
I don't.
Because I know one of the chefs there has a sous vide. Would we consider doing that and trying that out as a new avenue to accelerate the cold brew process?
Yeah. So the only benefit I can think of taking that extra step to add that sous vide machine to like regulate the water temperature and make it hot would be if you ended up in a pinch. You know?
Right.
Where
I need some cold brew.
We ran out of
right now.
Cold brew. Can we make this lukewarm brew? Or, excuse me, not even lukewarm brew, because at that point, I think that's hot water.
It's freaking hot.
That's hot. 150 degrees is hot water.
I've been in a hot tub at 104 degrees.
Before I served it, I would have to, do a little taste test. Like, sample it side by side. Another thing is since it's already warm, you gotta cool it back down. You gotta cool it all the way down before it's cold. So, in fact, are you really even accelerating the process? If you have to refrigerate, you have to then cool down what you've already heated up. Right.
Versus you've got, 8 pounds of... I mean, it's not really even cold brew. Really. I mean, it's cold. It's cool water. It's not like cold water. It's cool.
You ever had cowboy coffee?
Have you ever drank water that's 150 degrees?
Well, that's true. Yeah. It's not cold at all. No.
Definitely not
cold.
Cowboy
coffee is what?
It's just hot water with coffee grounds. And then you, I think the best way to do it
my gosh, is it not filtered?
No. Scraped clean is like I like to call it. kind of like cupping coffee.
Oh,
so
you
like,
just gotta, like, scrape the first
you know how you
layer
get
off.
floaters and then you get sinkers as it like settles.
What are we talking
Floaters and sinkers, man.
Yeah.
You thought we were talking about coffee, but we're talking about
Yeah.
the aftermath of
about?
coffee.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so like if you're brewing coffee, you ever brewed in a French press?
No.
What?
I don't think so. Have I?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Sometimes I
That's
forget
Do I have
how
a French press
like,
here? Then I haven't done it.
no. I've been meaning to buy one.
I mean, have it like a percolator type thing
Alright.
or whatever. The French.
the mocha pot.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So, Cowboy coffee and French press coffee are both immersion like coffees. They get all the grounds and the water are all mixed together. When you have a French press, you like sit it there. I like to let it sit for 4 minutes, stir it at 2 minutes, and then as you stir it, you end up with grounds that sink and you end up with grounds that float. And like you can break that crust again if it forms, but in cupping, that's you can scrape off those tops, those floaters, the grounds that float on the top, and then you can have access to your delicious brew without getting grounds in your mouth. As long as you don't, stir up the pot.
So what's the difference? I mean, the stuff that we're scraping off
Alright.
the top, the floaters.
You end up with a non-filtered brew. So the paper filter in a drip pot collects those really fine particles. Not all of them, but a lot of the fine particles, kind of thinning the body of the brew. It also extracts some of them fatty oils that coffee has. While like a French press has those metal filters, those oils are not captured by it. So they're just kind of like, they're still in that brew. They float right through.
Interesting.
Yeah. So do those tinier particles. They're not captured by that
And you want
filter.
those.
You know, they want them.
Why not?
It just, it adds to the body of the coffee.
See, that's what I think is important. It's like a.
But that's a flavor.
unfiltered
That's
IPA.
it's an opinion. That's a preference.
Touche.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like pulp and not pulp.
Hell yeah. Exactly like pulp and not pulp.
Yeah.
It's like a washed and a
pulper all the
natural.
way.
But
Really?
pulp all the way?
Love pulp.
Oh, I love chewing on my orange juice.
Yeah, boy. That's the better
I
way.
don't drink it anymore, but I used to be
Right, too
kind
much
of
sugar.
medium
It's a lot of
pulp or
sugar.
whatever. Yeah, it's a lot of fructose.
The more pulp, the better it is. If you think about it, closer to this real fruit.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I agree for sure now at this point. But
Right.
originally I was a no pulp guy, and then I was kind of like a some pulp guy.
Why were you a no pulp guy? You just didn't like having something
Yeah,
in
just
your
that
mouth?
texture. I just didn't like stuff
Understandable.
in my drink or whatever.
Understandable.
But at this point, yeah, I would think that's the best way to go. But at this point, I don't like any of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But if I'm
It's a
gonna
treat.
have orange, I'd just rather eat the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You get more fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but
Oh, you know what I just thought about? I found a homework assignment that I wrote for I want to say college English, maybe high school English, about my brother-ish. It was about when my brother was 7 years old. Yeah. You want to hear it?
yeah, now.
We're waiting.
All right.
Fuck yeah. Do you have it? You have it written down somewhere? What are you
Yeah, it's in my
looking for?
phone.
I'm like, what is he looking for? He brought the
All right,
paper
guys,
somewhere.
we're
and he
hitting
lost
2
the
hours
paper.
soon, so we need to start wrapping it up.
All right.
Not immediately, but I think we need to hurry up and open up that last one.
That's what I think.
Oh, we
that's
got
I
another
think that's
beer,
what
yeah.
we were going at.
Yeah. See if we can shoot for 2:30.
2:30 what?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh God.
All right.
I was hoping you weren't talking about 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, no. No, that would be a really long one.
That'd be a long episode. Be a lot of editing. What are you looking up? This paper that you wrote?
While he's looking, I'll go get campaign.
Grab
Yeah.
that beer. So Richard and I have a contest going on at Coastal Coffee Roasters to see who can wear the shortest shorts.
Yeah.
And I think I'm winning. I think I have the shortest shorts. You have longer legs. I mean, it's kind of an optical illusion. I think
No,
my
that's
short-
what makes the shorts better. You know, that's what wins
Right.
competition. It's
But
like,
my shorts,
You know what I'm saying?
if you're looking theoretically, my shorts are 5-inch inseams, and I think
I've
yours
got
are probably
6s.
7s.
No, I've got Got
Can
two
I
pairs.
vote on this?
I guess you can.
I'll
vote.
wear a pair of those shorts. I've got a pair of shorts that I don't wear because they're inappropriate. I feel like
Really?
they're.
But yeah, I'm wondering if you wore a pair of my shorts, if they would be.
I have to wear special underwear with those ones.
Oh,
I have to wear like really short underwear, or else you can see them underneath the shorts.
Yeah.
So.
both of y'all have too short shorts. I answered it.
2 short shorts and 2 long legs.
But Brian's
How tall are
legs are like beefier than yours, so it
tall are you,
looks more
Brian?
inappropriate.
I'm 6'1",
6'1",
73 inches,
Tall enough.
according to Air Force standards.
73 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, we have a contest going on to see who can wear the shortest shorts. And I don't know who's winning.
He has an ace in the hole.
We're going to have to take a poll and see
How about
who's
you
winning.
read this, Brian? I don't want to read it.
Why should I read it? What am I reading anyway?
That's the best part. It's like you
This
don't
is the
know.
story
I don't know. It's
from your brother?
It says English 238 show don't tell. So I'm thinking that this was a class assignment that was given overnight and I had to write it and submit it. And it's not long. It's like, look, that's it.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not
What are you
reading
talking
that.
Fuck no, man. That's way too long.
Let's take a picture of that and put it in the fucking
Yeah,
video.
you
No,
can
fuck
send me a
that.
screenshot.
That's
no
way
one's
too much
reading
stuff for me
that.
to read.
Shit. All right. Fair enough. Well, I didn't want to read it anyway.
I mean,
Because it's too long. That's why I didn't want to read it. That's why I
Let me
offered
take
it
a
to
look.
Brian. I was like,
Let me take a look. I
it's
think
long,
too
dude.
Are you actually going to do it?
I'm going to take a look at it.
Oh my
I don't think I'm going to, though, but I'm just going to look. Ooh, that's even a bad font.
Ooh.
That's even a bad font for me. And I can't expand
Shivers
it
at
even. Yeah. I'm not-
You what?
The font.
I can't even.
He's
you not read
old,
it?
man. He can't read it.
Oh,
You want my glasses?
I got to put some glasses on.
You want mine?
That's like a novel. It's like a novella.
It's like a novella.
I can't.
Which is at least
I'm not
14
reading.
pages.
Yeah, I'm not
All
reading
right,
that.
save it to the TBA.
Yeah. Maybe we'll read it in the post notes or something. I'll
We're
read
not
it
putting that in
and the
post
outros.
No,
No.
that's a TBA.
No, we don't need this.
And it
dude's
will forever
random
be
What is a
a
TBA?
to be announced.
Okay.
It's like one of those things that you just gotta anticipate, and it never comes.
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen signs like to be announced? This building that's being built on the corner never is. Like there's a
Like those climate
I may have heard
controlled
to be-
facilities
Yes.
down on
Determined.
108 Eastern.
Berlin
or-
G.
Yeah, on Berlin G.
That's
I
exactly
feel like
what I was
that sign
thinking.
has been there for a long time.
For like at least 3 years.
Yeah, it says coming soon. Climate controlled facilities.
Oh yeah, right there at the third street
East 3rd
light right
I'm
there.
not trying to pressure you, guest, but drink that shit.
All right, here we go. All right.
Somehow the GoPro is still recording. I know.
I'm pushing this forward. We've already had this once before. This is the Edmund's Oast.
We had, but I like.
It's a
filming it
Westbrook
anyway.
Edmund's Oast collaboration.
Whitney actually asked to have that before I came over here, and she was like, could you get me a beer from the fridge? Do we still have that beer? And I was like,
Oh no.
We're gonna pour them in the same glasses.
I was gonna.
So we should
I asked
definitely
her.
not
I asked
let
her. I did ask her if I could take it, like if I could have it to share on this, because I talked about the whole, you guys mentioning in it, this beer. It's I feel like it's a popular beer among
It's
this
super
podcast
good,
so
man.
far. You've talked about it in 3 podcasts, or the first 3 podcasts.
Podcasts. I like that with the K.
It's a new
That's
word.
beer related. You did that on purpose. Well done.
I really gave myself
Sure, I
a
did.
lot less than I wanted to, but
Sorry,
I'm
man.
just not good at pouring. I
You
don't
can have some
know.
of mine.
I'll be honest. Caleb Taylor does a good job for
All
our
right, let's do
Somerville
a cheers on
Underground.
this one. All right, I gotta move my mic out of the way. It does not do well.
You done with this can?
Yeah, boy, I'm done with that can.
All right, we're gonna cheers to.
Somebody take a boomerang.
Oh, you take the boomerang. It was your idea. I'm filming it.
It's kind of kidding.
Brian, you come up with this something to cheers to.
Yeah, Brian.
And I'll sing Jeopardy.
Wait, does a boomerang have words?
No, it's just video.
Okay.
We're gonna cheers to
3.
good coffee, floaters, the Badlands, Expedition versus Prius.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
That's all
I don't even
good.
know what we're talking about.
All right. That was a messy one, everybody.
That was the worst boomerang I've ever seen.
Somehow that makes me happy that
So
it was
bad.
terrible.
It's not even on the screen.
You have to keep it. I need that now.
All right.
I'm going to have
Leave
to
it,
insert
Brian.
that to the video because everyone needs to see the
Oh,
pain.
that's perfect.
All right. I'll save it.
That's as good as the first one that we did in our pilot episode when we did the cheers across. I thought it was good.
Honestly, this beer is just...
Wow. I kind of like...
It's always so good. It's very sweet, but it's really good.
I love it.
I
So
don't
do
know what
you.
it is. I do love it.
Yes,
It's like...
you love barley wines.
Oh,
I wish they had a Nutter Butter.
I do love those like sweet, like... It's almost a dessert wine.
Yes.
Or... By wine, I mean beer.
Yeah. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Like
We
we
all
left, we left Greenville and we went by Sunoco or Spanx or something, and we got there was a Dairy Queen in there,
Yeah.
and we got a Blizzard. I got a Heath Blizzard, a small one. I only ate half of it because I'm keto, and it's not quite keto, but it's kind of like this. I wish they had a Nutter Butter Blizzard at Dairy Queen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they do though.
Ooh.
You know, they got Butterfinger, they got Heath, Reese's, M&M's, whatever, but a Nutter Butter one would be good, right?
That's a great
To
idea.
Mix some Nutter Butters up
Yeah.
in there.
Can you imagine like a Nutter Butter float with like fancy root beer? Oh, what?
That's what I'm talking about.
That sounds delicious.
It does. So we talked about sous vide, cold brew. I've got all my stuff off the list checked off.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're a musician, we would force you into the carpet wall and like
But,
play a song.
But he's
I
not.
have no rhythm.
Oh yeah, that is so true. You have literally no rhythm.
I have the opposite of rhythm.
Do you enjoy dancing? Like, do you still get like when dancing? Do you get a sense of joy? Because I really like dancing when I'm the only one in the house and I can just do all the goofiest things I want to do. But I like to do it to a certain beat. But if you
Like,
know
I don't,
you don't,
not like dancing. Like I enjoy imagining that I know
So, like,
what
if
I'm
you're
doing
alone-
and I can keep the beat, or like I don't know, because you know how like you have to like sometimes you have to dance to a beat.
yeah,
Like sometimes
most of the time
I don't dance to a beat, so it's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I lose that.
But you still have fun with it, or do you?
Exactly,
Does
like-
it bring you out of it? You're like, oh,
Like there is that. There's always that. Like self-conscious thing, I guess.
Even by yourself?
Well, no, not by.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, see,
no.
I don't dance in front of people.
Right. So, like, if you can blend in when you're dancing in front of people, like, I don't know, if you're at a wedding and people are dancing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, slipping in, I don't know, it's also a wedding. It's one of those things. It's like public speaking. You either enjoy it and you love it and you can do it, or you hate it and if you have to do it, you still do it and you get it over with.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a terrible answer.
Yeah.
So are you saying I need to install some cameras in this house because you're dancing all day long?
I dance a lot. Yeah.
You don't have cameras
Really?
in this house?
I dance
Well,
a
I
lot.
mean, I've got a lot of cameras, but
I
they're
have
not
a-
on until we're broadcasting. But
I have a dancing playlist on my phone.
really,
that?
Yep.
so I'm not even going there.
All right.
So
It's like Footloose.
Footloose,
Yeah,
Okay.
just call me Kevin Bacon.
the original. I like it. I thought you were going to go with the remake.
I don't know what that guy's name is. I mean, it was good and everything, but come on.
I never watched it, so I don't even know who it is.
It was fun.
Yeah, the original is good.
The original is the original. That's what you gotta say. I'm not trying to say it's better or worse. It's just the original.
Right. I keep picking up this thing because I see this note down here that I wanted to make an announcement about something on the last podcast.
Uh-oh.
So let me just do this real quick. So we talked about international bittering units, and I kind of explained what that was.
Right.
Richard wanted to ask you a question about that.
Okay, well, hold on a second. So I gave a description of it, but I don't think I really described exactly what it was. I just kind of said what. I don't even know. I don't even remember what I said, but it's a measurement of bitterness in beer. 1 IBU is equal to 1 milligram of isomerized
Okay.
alpha acid
Can understand it.
per liter of
Standard.
beer.
Per liter?
These are the main acids derived from hops.
Say that
So
one more
basi-
time. One IBU is what?
1
IBU is equal to 1 milligram of isomerized alpha acid per liter of beer. And that's derived from the hops. So the hops that you're putting into that beer, into the boil, into the dry hop, whatever, you're getting these isomerized alpha chemical. Acids from the hops that are making that bittering unit. Does that make sense? I probably just made it even more complicated than it was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it involves.
But I felt like people were going to say, "Oh, you didn't even explain what a IBU was."
I mean, people can also look it up themselves. Might be easier for them to understand. They can watch a YouTube breakdown.
I didn't follow any of that whatsoever.
All right.
He said something about chemicals.
You started shouting off names that I couldn't follow.
Isopropyl
we'll
alcohol.
post something that explains it because I didn't explain it well at all.
Thank you for the interruption.
Yeah, it's like a commercial.
Smarter.
It's like a commercial.
I feel educated.
Not really.
So earlier you mentioned something about IBUs, and I thought that's what you were going to say. Yeah. It could have been just like I
think it was ironically that I said IBUs.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that at all either.
Because I remember saying IBUs, but I remember saying it genuine, like not genuinely.
Misingenuine?
Like without like hinting to something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the word is
Sure.
for that. If there is even a word.
Like if you're just using someone
like
else's
innuendoing.
vernacular. Like I'm just going to say this word because you know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I just said it because I said it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think if we would have combined
Like that,
half of this beer with half of the toasted marshmallow beer?
Let's do
if
it.
we would have put both of those together.
Right now?
Yeah, you want to try it?
Oh, we do have one in there.
Let's do it.
Well, how about that, Brian? That's ironic.
Let's try it out.
You just happened to suggest something.
Go ahead, grab one.
Of one left.
Okay, fine. I'll do
it.
it.
We got half glasses right here. We'll pour some in there.
You know what? I'm going to take the camera up for the adventure.
See what the effect is.
Everyone, you can get to ride with me. That sounded weird.
And then we'll wrap it up in the carpet. But we're not really because Richard's not a musician. Normally we wrap it up in the carpet over here, which means we're going to do a
wrap it
session.
up in the carpet.
We could do that.
You know what I mean? Like we could. Hey Brian, wrap it up in the carpet.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
That's a blurry video.
Wow, look at that.
All right, so we're going to do a Nutter Butter with a double toasted marshmallow.
You know, we've already had this beer once, so
we're going to do.
We might as well do something weird with it today.
That's right.
A double
I've already
toasted,
had this beer twice.
A double toasted Nutter Butter marshmallow.
You've had this beer twice?
This beer.
But it's one of the best.
I thoroughly enjoy it.
We're just going to pour this right in?
Yeah.
I think you should just, yeah.
There you go. That's good, I think.
Just half it up?
Half it up.
This is a toasted marshmallow IPA with a
Nutter
blonde
Butter
barley
finish.
wine
Right.
style ale.
Let's just top it off.
Interesting combination.
We'll see. I don't see why not.
Yeah, well, I agree.
There we go. So we've got. We'll put them side by side
complex
here. We're doing this and this
of aromas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's a little sweet.
It's
a little caramelly.
You've got Oh yeah.
I mean,
that
what if we
caramelized
took-
sugar.
Oh yeah, you get a lot
What
of.
if we took
Cheers,
the cookies
fellas.
off of the Nutter Butter, put a marshmallow in between it, squished them together, and roasted it over a fire?
Fuck yes.
And then drank this?
And then drank it.
I think that would be very good.
Oh, it's hard to do if I'm.
Got it.
All right, cheers, everybody.
Wow.
It's not bad.
So you could kind of compare that to blending coffee and cupping coffee. You know, like tasting a single origin of one coffee. You know, I mean, we were just drinking that Campans, which tastes pretty unique. Like I have not tasted a beer that tastes like that.
Right.
And you get like a single origin kind of taste, and then you can kind of taste the combination of flavors when you add other components to it, like layers. You can taste the layers in that beer.
Yeah.
The skinny vanilla latte from Famulary's Brew Pub.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I just had that.
That beer has layers.
It's amazing.
Like delicate, perfect, crisp, clean layers of coffee, milk, vanilla. Like that. I want to say like that.
It's creamy.
Yeah, that. Like weedy, kind of like rich. I don't want to say. Blonde ale like sweetness.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah,
It's light bodied, kind of sweet, but not because of the malt. Kind of sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And what's the coffee in that? The skinny vanilla?
The straight up nitro cold brew. Nitro.
It's still Coastals?
Which
nitro
is
cold brew.
Which is Carolina
That's
evening.
amazing.
Is that the cold
Carolina morning.
brew? Morning. That's the cold brew coffee.
No. Excuse me. Colombian. Huila Colombian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned that in one of the episodes.
I remember that. Listen to that.
And then I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't have released the secrets. And then I was like, wait, no, I said that when I worked there, so never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's out there, right? I mean, it's not a secret.
No.
Just like
Good
the
choice.
Sexy Seven is at the Coastal Carolina evening at,
Oak Road.
at Oak Road, right?
Yeah.
Sexy Seven?
Yeah, it is Coastal Carolina Evening.
Yeah.
That's the beer name.
CCE.
Yeah, CCE. That's right.
Sexy Seven.
Yeah, it's good.
Very
But
good.
that skinny vanilla latte is amazing. They just released a Cup of Clouds New England IPA.
Yeah,
And I had that when I was down there last Friday. Phenomenal. Absolutely delicious. Colin was nice enough to give me an early drink since they were releasing at 4 and we got there around noon 30.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
He's like, you guys going to be here till 4? I'm like, most definitely.
He's like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
Have
it
a
was,
taste.
Oh, so worth it. It was
And those guys are still dodging us.
absolutely delicious. No, they're super busy. He was running around like crazy the entire time I was there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're about to get a distributor, which I'm excited about. We'll be able to have their beer
Yeah, I thought they would have
at different places.
done that already, but it's taken longer than I thought, or than they thought it would, actually. But longer than I thought it would, too. But
I mean, that's just the way it goes sometimes, I think.
I think it's the way everything goes.
Yeah.
Everything, as far as opening a brewery to a coffee shop to distributing a beer, everything is 2 months longer than what it's supposed to fucking take.
Except making this podcast. We have sent this on a fast track. We're moving way faster than I thought we were going to.
It's way fast. We're like 4 hours in already.
No, I'm not talking about this specific episode. I just
No,
mean
we're not.
the business in general.
Oh, really?
Like we're
Like the quantity of sessions.
no, it's like the amount of enhancements that we've done so far.
Right. Yeah, it's moving.
Equipment progression.
Equipment progression to style of filming or recording to how we're
Editing.
opening it. Everything is just constantly changing. We have different ballparks that we're going for. We're shooting for different goals now. We have a different game plan that we get to the next step. I mean, it's moving fast.
Right.
And I like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going in a good direction.
Is your phone still recording?
I think so. Can we go check it?
I guess. Because this is not a good angle to continue to shoot in for quite a while. Because there's a 3-way conversation.
Nah. Wait a minute. Let's see.
What does that mean?
That means I only can film you and Brian Dales, but I'm a part of the conversation.
It's still recording.
Cool.
So you're like a narrator?
It said my battery was low.
So I become a narrator, like as I was just talking. Which now I'm gonna
Like
cut.
so and so. Blah 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 blah.
It would be weird. You're listening to me talk, but all you're doing is staring at y'all listening to me talk, and it's just uncomfortable.
Right. So
But
we still got this angle. We got
I'll cut to that
angle.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
So what else?
I don't know. I guess we should start wrapping it up
Yeah.
because that's probably going to die soon, and we don't want to have more audio without video.
Right.
So I'd say we probably have about another 10 minutes.
Something to think about. Right
So what do you want to plug?
Yeah,
Anything
man.
you got going on?
What do I
Anything
wanna
coming
plug?
up? Yeah, as far as photography, as far as the coffee shop, as far as markets. I mean, just anything you want to plug that you think needs to be out there in the ethos
Coffee
in the
shops.
world.
Farmers markets just started pretty much all over the state, I think. This past couple of weeks.
But you guys are at Monk's Corner, right? You're at
Yep.
Mount Pleasant.
Yep.
I'm just trying to write some notes so we can put it in the show notes. Yep. You're at the Somerville Farmers Market starting this weekend?
Yep. It's already, this last weekend was the weekend after Flower Town Festival.
Okay. So you've already started out there. So the Somerville Farmers Market. What else? Richard Mallett Photography.
I mean
what are you doing?
you can call like the warmer spring months, early summer months, like wedding season, like at least the start of wedding season, I think.
I would say so.
Yeah. More people are starting to have their weddings.
Right.
As a freelance photographer, that sometimes means more gigs.
Wonderful, amazing wedding photography.
Excuse me.
So totally worth looking into, Richard, if you're going into a wedding or engagement photos or anything.
Well, thank you.
Most definitely. And you're not going to charge 2 arms and a leg for photo shoot.
That's true.
So it's a smart choice and the best choice.
Yeah.
RichardMallett.org.
I'm glad you remember that.
Plug.
I had it written down right here.
Yeah.
RichardMallett.org.
It's one of those things. I imagine it more of like a portfolio.
Yeah.
That's RichardMallett.org. It's like.
And you're doing stuff, not just weddings, but you're doing stuff with musicians and stuff too right now.
Yeah, musicians, the Post and Courier.
Liner notes and CD content, whatever.
What are you doing with the Post and Courier?
Just really like the definition of freelance photography is what I'm doing.
Oh, wow, that's super cool. You're just shooting stuff and seeing if they want it?
Well, they give me assignments.
Oh, that's even better. That's super cool. You're like Peter Parker.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no. Because Peter Parker sold his images that he took to the newspaper, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They more like contract me to like, hey, go shoot pictures of dogs at this pet expo, or
gotcha.
Portraits of these dogs with these pet owners. This week I'm doing Avondale in West Ashley. It's kind of some lifestyle shots, people shopping,
Some good breweries there, right?
drinking beer at Charlestown Fermentory.
Yes.
I love drinking beer there. I'm thinking of it as kind of an excuse to go down there and enjoy a sun gazer.
Oh, for
IPA.
sure.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the classics, but they've got so much better stuff down there now. I mean, Sungaze that's great, but they've got a lot of new stuff down there at the moment.
Oh, I cannot wait to get down there and see what's fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go.
It's certainly been a minute. I honestly think it's almost been a year. Well, at least 10 months.
Oh, wow.
Here? You mean?
Since I've been to Charlestown Fermentory, the brewery.
I got you.
Their location. You've never been? It's a sweet spot. One day I was lucky enough to pull
the parking
up front.
Kind of sucks, but yeah.
I was able to pull up front, right in front of that garage door. Canoe on the top of my truck. Just got back from fishing.
Nice.
Pulled in. I actually did a U-turn into that spot. So it was one of those somebody had just left, scooped right in there.
What's that brunch place?
The Junction.
Yes, thank you. Oh my god.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I have been trying to come up with that because there's a buddy of mine, John, that comes in
Park
to
Circle.
Lowe's all the time. I've been trying to tell him the best brunch place to go.
Yeah.
Is this one spot
I'm
in Park Circle, but it's not in Park Circle. It's a little bit outside of Park Circle.
Close enough to be reasonable to get to on a short time schedule from Somerville. But you don't have to go all the way to Charleston to get a good brunch.
It's so good.
It's
perfect.
You been? No?
All right, we're going to have to go. Because
you like bacon.
Okay.
You're
it's
a carnivore.
Amazing.
Yeah, right?
I
You're
love
a carnivore?
bacon, eggs, sausage.
They've got one of those sandwiches where it's I think it's bacon sandwich where it's well, you don't eat bread, so.
I want to go.
Right?
Hey, man, there are days for that.
I'll give you the bread.
Oh, I'll eat the bread. I could use it.
I'll take the bread.
Give me the bread.
All right, I'm ready. The Junction.
Yeah, the Junction.
It's
this week.
I'm so glad because I've been meaning to text you about that. It's been driving me nuts for at least a week.
I haven't been since my sister moved out of her house before she went to Thailand.
Dude, I don't think I've been since
wherever she went.
Southeast last Asia. New Year's or something.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a really long time.
Wow.
We gotta go. We gotta get some brunch. Sunday's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Most definitely.
Or just a Wednesday morning.
Are they open? I feel like that was just a Sunday thing.
Oh, true. Maybe like the specials.
I mean, we can look into it.
You know, like those really fancy, delicious specials?
I have no idea.
Remember how they have like them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be much easier. Just some random day of the week. Probably less busy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just going to look it up.
I mean, I think the last time I went there, I think we waited like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Stood outside in the sun. Took some pictures of my siblings.
Is it in Park Circle, the Junction?
Yeah, you can call it Park Circle.
Yeah, it says the Junction Park Circle.
Yeah.
That's it.
The Junction Kitchen and Provisions.
I want to eat it right now.
It's kind of like they got a grocery section.
That's right, they do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Super cool place.
So let's see. Owned by a veteran.
Once we figure this out,
veteran owned.
We'll wrap it up with this information.
Right. Breakfast at 1 p.m. Awesome sandwiches, comforting brunch, a few drinks thrown in.
So the best
gathering spot, amazing community. Tuesday through Sunday for breakfast and lunch all day. Brunch on Saturday and
Close
Sunday.
on Monday. I like that.
We are vegetarian, vegan friendly, gluten free options.
Ooh.
Local fresh hen eggs, beer, wine, cider.
Check it out.
Yeah,
it's a good spot.
Sounds good. Saturday to Sunday brunch, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
That's Caleb's recommendation. Best place to get brunch.
All right. I'm on it. Let's do it.
We'll go. We'll post it.
So let's wrap this bitch up.
Yeah. All right. Richard, thank you for coming in. It's been a real pleasure. And to everyone else, we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. We'll talk to you soon.
Adios.
Craft conversation. Please lend us an ear. Join the circle, no beginning or end. We're gonna have a craft conversation here among friends. Come on, y'all, join the party. There's no judgment in here. We're gonna have a craft conversation. We're talking about